Hey guys, it is July the 15th, 2021, episode 11. They said we'd never make 10. We made 10.
Plus one.
Plus one. We're not yet. We plan to if we finish this thing.
Maybe there'll be more.
I'm David.
I'm Renee.
And I'm Philip.
And we are the Total Nostalgia Pop Culture Experience Podcast.
You don't have to throw in podcast. Obviously, that's implied.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
So you got to get the
Pop
whole
culture experience.
thing.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, yeah.
It's really just Total Nostalgia, but whatever.
It's Total Nostalgia Pop Culture Experience. Total Nostalgia is our store. And if you're ever in North Alabama, come check us out.
Yeah. Or if you're not in North Alabama, you can
Still
drive.
check us
You
out.
can drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely drive.
Or
I'd
check
love
out
for you
our
to drive.
Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah.
We're about to be expanding.
Yup.
Have y'all made that announcement official yet?
Yeah, we made it.
On the podcast? didn't
No,
we?
we did it
No,
on
the
the.
podcast.
Renee did a
Well,
Facebook
then
Live.
maybe now
Yeah.
there's people
so
that don't do Facebook
We're
Live.
expanding. Our neighbors are moving to Moulton,
Mm-hmm.
and we're taking over their spot. Gonna knock off
The store's going to be twice as big as it is
twice
today.
as big. So
Twice as jam full of stuff.
should be like a 3,000 square foot store now.
Yeah.
Woo-wee.
Mhm.
So it's about 1,500 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot of
So-
stuff.
We'll
So-
double our space.
You
Come
will,
by.
you will be long-time customers will see stuff that they've never seen before because there's stuff that's been in storage forever that will finally see the light of day.
So long.
Yeah, people
Yeah.
don't even begin to probably realize how much stuff we have.
You need to honestly. You should be planning like a grand reopening.
Oh,
yeah,
we
we're
are.
gonna do
Okay,
that. Yeah,
okay.
we're gonna
We're
shut
going-
down for that week.
Yeah.
We're going to tie that
Okay.
in with our 2-year anniversary since that
Okay.
was
Okay, that's
in
neat.
June.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, well,
That's-
okay.
2
Let us
years
know.
is back.
Surprise.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll basically be like a grand reopening.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you're wondering why we're so crammed in here
Oh,
like this, it's
gosh.
because it has overflowed into here for right now.
Yeah, we
you just
bar-
can't see it.
We have a narrow little alleyway that the camera will shoot through.
Yeah.
It's
And
crazy.
I mean, just outside of frame, it is
Woo.
stacked nearly to the ceiling of all kinds of stuff.
Of course, you can see all the
Basically comics
comics.
Right
Yeah, it's
here.
mostly comics.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big comic section in
Video
the new store.
games.
It's going to have an impressive collection of
It
comics.
should
You
be
got
one of the
a
best.
if
in
you
the
got a need for some back issues, check them out because
Yeah.
it's DC, Marvel, independent stuff you've never heard of.
bunch of everything.
A bunch of everything.
So much.
I don't even know how many comics we're gonna. Which I mean, I don't know how we'll be able to get them all out.
Yeah, you won't be able to
No,
get them all
probably
out. No.
There'll be some on the floor.
nice
Superman will be on the floor.
To get them all
X-Men.
Yeah, if you're looking for Superman, look low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
X-Men.
Sorry, Sue.
I'll put like
Wolverine.
I like you.
certain indies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dollar.
They'll be
I'll
out.
probably put like dollar comics below the table because that's what a lot of
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
people do. It
Yeah.
saves up all the space up top for, you know.
The primo books.
Yeah.
Yeah, the creme de la
Then
creme.
I'll be able to have a better setup somewhere to put up all the more expensive comics, kind
Which
of like
we're
how we have
finally
now.
going to pick those up Tuesday.
Are you going to National Tuesday? Okay.
Going to pick
Cool.
'em
All
up.
right. Well, that's good to hear.
So we got
Hopefully.
to figure out where they'll have to go on the wall.
So, what's the dates for all this? When's it happening?
August 1st.
Closed what week?
August 1st through.
Depends on how fast we can get it done that week.
Yeah.
Because August 1st is Sunday, so we'd have that Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Okay.
We're
We
not
might
gonna
be
open that
closed. We'll
week.
probably close that Thursday, Friday. May open that Saturday, may not.
And depending on the status of things.
Yeah.
It'll probably realistically, it'll be
that
the
following
11th.
Wednesday,
So you're
Yeah.
thinking the grand reopening would probably be
the week after.
Yeah, we'll
What's
probably
the
Second week of
we'll
August.
open the store back up on the 11th. We'll probably have some actual big thing going on for Saturday, which will be the
Oh,
14th.
man, really? You
Yeah.
don't have all your, because I might slide in there Tuesday, Wednesday, and buy, or Wednesday, Thursday,
Mm-hmm.
buy out all your good new stuff, and then come Saturday, you ain't got nothing for nobody to see.
Well,
Uh,
it may happen like that.
Okay.
I mean, I still will have plenty to put. out
So
in
the
its place.
the moral of the story is come by Wednesday and Thursday if you want them deals on all that new stuff. Because if you wait
wanna
till
pick
Saturday,
through
it might
first.
be gone. Yeah, I mean honestly, if I was in the hunt,
Well, see,
I
there
want
won't-
first pickings.
Well, you may get the first pickings, but Saturday's when you'll get the better deal. Because normally on like our anniversary, we always do some kind of
Something.
big giveaway.
Okay.
I got the snow cone truck coming.
Oh really?
And then-
Hey,
So
is,
she'll be
is,
set
is
up
that the
there.
one that does the Cajun ice or whatever?
Not her.
Okay.
Man,
Man, you ought to get that chick
I know
too.
that cheesecake. She don't
The
ever,
cheesecake stuff. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I'm talking
She don't
about.
ever leave from up there
Okay.
at
God, have
Bobby
you ever had it?
Shelton's Grocery.
They do like this dollop of cheesecake stuff in the bottom of a cup, and then they put like snow cone on top of it. Like you get like cherry or strawberry or whatever you want, but you're digging towards that cheesecake stuff, and
Yeah.
man, it is
And
good.
by the
Cajun
time you get
Gator.
to it, it's good.
It's good to start with.
I mean, it's
It's
cheesecake.
good to start with.
cheesecake.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I've heard of that
Oh, boy,
Cajun
it's
Gator.
Yeah, they're up there
Yeah.
in Trinity by Shelton's.
Yeah, they usually parked in front
Bobby
of Shelton's.
Shelton's.
At Bobby Shelton's.
Bobby Shelton's
Bobby
Grocery.
Shelton's.
The
What
gas,
is that?
you know where Piggly Wiggly used to be?
Yeah.
Right across the street from that.
Okay, yeah.
Where the
Near
building
where
still
the hardware
stands,
it's
store's at.
dilapidated.
Exactly. Right in front. She sets up right in front of the hardware store.
Okay.
Yeah, that Tommy
Yeah.
Joyner building.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks,
Just going
Tommy.
to waste.
Yeah.
It does other things from what
So
I hear.
much space.
That's a whole nother podcast. On its own.
Yeah, it
And
is.
nobody
That'd be
cares to hear about that.
Yeah.
That's local drama.
yeah. If you happen to be scrolling across this and you're from out of state, it's like this. You've changed the channel by now
Yeah,
because you've talked about the people next door moving to Moulton, your store, Tommy Joyner.
But hey, now the
We're
store
gonna
is
come
important.
I know.
Come out with a
but-
podcast called The Ballads of Lawrence County.
God.
My
Gosh.
goal with the store is to become Toy Mecca.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Like the place, like if you're into toys, comics, action figures, you put it on your list to go at least once.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's Mecca.
Yeah.
You're gonna make a pilgrimage.
Okay.
That's the goal. And then I'm gonna sell it.
Yep. Retire.
Nah, maybe.
It's all about the money. Huh?
It's
Eventually.
life, ain't it?
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not working
I
till I
mean,
die.
you-
I don't want to work till I die, and I want to
know.
retire while I'm still able to go out and enjoy
Yeah, do
myself.
that.
Yeah,
I'm
but
hoping
you should
by
still
like,
enjoy the legacy, though.
By
You
the
should be
time I'm
proud of the
50,
legacy.
I'm hoping 40.
I'm planning to work till I die.
That'd be nice.
I want to like continue to keep doing things, but like I want to enjoy myself.
I have no plans for ever stopping working. No plans. I gave up on that a long time ago. I don't know. Just ain't in the forecast.
Every day I get up, I think, how can I make lots of money so I can quit?
Nah, if it happened,
me every day.
if
I'm like,
I
how
just
can I
stumbled,
retire
if I stumbled
earlier?
across it or something blew up and I got paid or
Yeah.
whatever, I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Yeah.
But as is right now, I'm just like, well, my job's not that hard, and I don't hate it terribly, so
Yeah.
it's just like
The
as
best
long as
thing would
money
be able to
keeps
grow
coming.
the store into where I have trustworthy people who can run it.
That's right.
And
You
franchise
You
it.
keep it, but you got somebody else running it.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know
Why sell out on
Franchise
something
would
still
be
making
nice,
money?
but if I want
Yeah.
to be Toy Mecca, it would dilute the Mecca-ness if you
not if you
franchise
do it
it.
states away.
If there's multiple stores,
I don't know. They're like Hard Rock Cafe. Like there were big ones. Like people wanted to go to the one in Las Vegas. You can always
Yeah.
have the home base.
yeah, the main
yeah.
one.
You just put in your thing. You can't be over the size.
Yeah, that's right. You can't outshine the
Yeah.
or
The
the sun.
whole store,
Yeah,
the Mecca.
Yep.
that's right.
You can put whatever you want in your
I'll make
franchise
T-shirts that
stuff.
like I something with Mecca.
Yeah, I
I
got.
made my Toy Mecca.
I got punched at Total Nostalgia.
We are gonna do those with the punch cards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I already had those made, so I
Yeah.
lost the file.
Mm.
with like I got punched
So
at Total
much
Nostalgia
work.
and maybe on the bag. It didn't even hurt. No, I don't know.
Phillips
That-
Woods.
yeah. Something equally clever like
So
that,
they don't
right?
want me to punch them.
Mm.
I'll knock them out.
No,
Bam!
Here we go.
Here we
again.
go.
Here
You
we
know
go
it's
again.
coming.
Do you want to plug your YouTube video of your fight? You want to go ahead and do that again?
Yeah, Google Philip Dobbs. You can watch
Don't,
the YouTube.
just
fight.
don't. Let's move on.
I was young, 18 in that video.
So y'all are back from a hiatus. When was the last podcast?
2 weeks. Actually,
Has
it's
it been
been
2
longer
weeks?
than
3
that.
weeks.
Since the last podcast?
It took you 2
Really?
weeks just
That's
to put
right. I
it
just
up.
posted the last one, so it
Yeah.
has been
It's
a
been
while.
3 weeks.
Anyways,
Okay.
we would have had another one, but Philip and Renee left, so that's the reason we did.
Yeah.
I
guess.
tried to do one before we left
It wasn't in the cards.
because
We
I was
still have
like,
time.
we're going to be gone.
I know.
And
we
then
do
we
have
know
time.
that you're slow at editing them.
Well, I think here's another announcement for the podcast. Editing duties are about to pass to Philip. So,
Well, then they'll
Good
just
on
be
you,
they'll
Philip.
just be straight.
well, you watch your mouth. That'd be. And
There
you know
goes the
what? I'm
music and
almost to the
everything.
point where like I don't care what Philip says. I'm almost to the point of just putting it on my phone and shooting it to YouTube and just be done with
I
it.
don't say anything that bad.
Well, that's what I mean. Whatever.
I'm PG-13.
Yeah, I guess I'm getting
Because you
more
can say
relaxed on
one
it.
F word in PG-13.
Yeah, but that ain't the point. It wasn't that we were trying to beat the ratings or whatever. The
Yeah.
point was we wanted to keep it clean, start to finish.
Yeah, well, it's pretty clean. Well, it's
Not pretty clean, clean.
PG-13's clean.
On or off.
We want PG.
Yeah, and we want G.
You can
You
cuss
can cuss
in
in
PG.
PG.
Yeah,
we
general.
want G.
You just can't say the F word in PG.
Yeah, we want G.
Yeah, we want G then.
Yeah.
Go G.
You can actually probably cuss in G.
Doubt it.
I'd have
You'd
to
get
look.
PG.
I'd have to look into it.
Yeah.
But I
guys.
nearly bet you can.
Speaking of PG and movie ratings,
Yeah.
y'all visited the wonderful world of Disney.
We went to Disney
Yeah,
World.
we
Yeah,
did, we
enjoyable
did.
trip.
In Orlando. Yeah,
It was a fun trip.
Yeah.
I never been to Disney. Renee's been when she was like 16 or something.
I went
like
a
that.
couple times, but it was a long time
Yeah.
ago.
We didn't go to Epcot. That's the only part we didn't go to.
Yeah.
We went to Animal
Yeah,
Kingdom.
most stuff was shut down, so
Magic
there's no
Kingdom.
point because it's mainly like food and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So there was no point.
So
in going.
did y'all do like what, one part of the park a day, or did y'all double visit
One
any?
park a day.
Did
One
y'all
park a
go
day.
back to
Yeah.
any twice?
No.
Yes.
Oh, well, Hollywood Studios.
Yep.
If it hadn't rained on Saturday, we would have been able to do everything in Hollywood Studios to go. What was it? Park Hop.
So well, let's go back to the beginning. What day? What day did y'all get down there?
We got down there Monday.
Did y'all go to the park on Monday?
No, so Monday and Tuesday
Monday
were
was all day driving.
Okay.
yeah, actually Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So Monday we got there late because we drove, and we actually had to stay in another hotel
Yeah.
because the main hotel we were going to stay in, they didn't have a room for that night. So we stayed in
One right next door.
the Art of Animation was the main hotel we stayed in, and then the next one was
Pop Century.
Pops in really cool because like ours was the '90s theme building,
Mhm.
so they had a big old brick Nokia phone like out in the front,
Rubik's Cube.
Oh,
Rubik's Cube.
Like old timey laptop.
Yeah, yeah.
Every section of it was themed to a decade
That's cool.
from like I think from the '50s to the '90s.
Yeah.
Big.
Until you got inside of it, then there
Yeah,
wasn't
then
no
you get
theme in the
inside,
rooms.
and it's crap. There's
Yeah.
it's tiny.
It's just hotel
So
room.
little.
It was so small.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
I mean, we were only there one night,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it didn't really
It was
matter.
literally everything in one room. So it was the bed, and then Hancock had a fold down
Murphy bed.
table bed that came out of the wall.
What about the toilet?
The
Just one
toilet
toilet.
was right there beside you too. So the door just like was a slidey door.
It was
No.
like a nice room.
Yeah.
Like everything in it was really nice.
Yeah.
But
And
it was the
a
size
cool
of your typical
hotel.
motel.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was very small.
Yes.
So that was Monday night.
Okay.
Then we get up Tuesday.
We were too late to go swimming because
Yeah,
the pool
we-
closed in like 20 minutes.
Yeah,
Monday
the
night.
pool closed at
Yeah.
11. We probably got there at like 10:45.
Yeah.
So we
That's
didn't have-
because some people had to stop at every place on the way down.
God, do y'all remember
All
how?
the thrift stores, antique malls, every antique mall they saw, they had to stop at.
Hey, you never know. If
And
you're
then we had
gonna
to
find
meet a
something.
lady to buy some Polly Pockets too.
Oh. Do y'all,
that took us 30
do
minutes
y'all
out of the
remember how
way, 30 minutes
excited you
back.
were to like the anticipation is like we just rolled into town, we're at the hotel. I'm trying to get my swimsuit on as fast as I freaking can. I'm trying to blow up my arm fluffies, and they're scratching me up and stuff. And I'm standing by the door half naked in my swimsuit with my arm floaties on, and I'm ready to go to the pool.
That's
We-
how I was with them. They were like, or Hancock wanted to eat. Because
Yeah.
where we got food, we had to go get food.
Yeah.
They wanted to eat, and I was like,
Kid don't want to eat
I
though.
wanna go
Kid wants to go
swim.
swim.
Yeah, I
You
wanna go
know,
swim.
Ah, I can
wanna
I can
swim.
remember the
Swim.
smell of those rubber blow up thingies. You know, like it's just those smells from your childhood or whatever.
I
Now
didn't
so,
have those
like,
very
kids
long
die
in my
from
life.
using
Well, I
those
didn't
'cause, like,
either, but I
flushes them
remember. Yeah,
over.
no, it seems like a terrible idea. And they were like when you tried to swim, the seam on them would
Brush your
just
armpit.
wear you out.
Actually, I can't remember. I have no memories of those.
I absolutely remember those.
I don't
Because
know
I
if
was swimming by. I was
wore
like
floaties,
5.
but I did noodles. I did pool noodles.
I
Just
had
so I
arm
could sit on
floaties.
it, be
We had arm
lazy.
floaties. And noodles didn't come out until after I had learned to swim, I guess, or they weren't as popular.
I don't
as
remember
those.
noodles as a kid.
Yeah.
That
We
seemed like a
definitely
later
had
thing.
arm floaties though. I remember them.
I'm sure I had them,
Yeah.
but I don't remember them.
Yeah, yeah. I can remember packing those and taking them on vacation, and being in a
That
hotel room,
definitely
but getting
yeah.
hyperventilating, trying to blow them
When
suckers
did
up
you learn to
fast.
swim?
Oh, probably not long after. I mean, it's like last week.
Yeah, I believe it.
Well, I
Or
still
do you
had-
even know how?
So I was like that. Well, no, I was
You'd
trying
be surprised how many people don't know how to swim.
Oh, yeah.
It's
no.
my dad can't swim. His brother couldn't swim. My aunt can't swim.
We eventually got a pool growing up, so I mean, we learned that. Well, we already knew how to swim by then, and I had cousins that had pools and stuff. So I mean, we learned pretty fast. But I can remember them stupid floaties though.
So
For
you
how
had
long
to
it
at least
was.
be 5 or 6.
Yeah, oh yeah, at least.
Man,
Yeah, well, that's the way it is, man.
it's the way it is.
It's one of them memories.
Safer.
It is
Wouldn't
what
trade
it
it for
is.
nothing.
Yeah. Safer, better safe than sorry, right?
Golly, I'm freaking ready to go to the pool, Dad. Let's go.
I know,
I don't
right?
care that y'all are trying to find out we're going to eat supper. I'm standing here in the freezing cold in this air conditioner. I'm ready to go get in the pool.
Yes. That's how I was. I was like, oh, we put on
Yeah.
our bathing suits going swimming.
Yeah,
I was
and
like, I hear kids at the pool still.
and then you swim
I even
trunks.
called and I asked, hey, what time's the pool close? 11 o'clock.
And that place had 3 pools.
It did.
And you swim
An
trunks.
arcade.
You swim trunks is so you're at the beach. You go to your morning session in the water, and you come back. We're gonna go eat lunch or whatever. And you come back. It's time to put the swimsuit back on, and it's freezing cold because it ain't dried from the last time. It is freezing cold because you hung it on the shower rod or something. You'd be smarter to hang it over the balcony outside, probably be a little warmer. But if you hang it over the shower rod in the hotel, it's like putting on an
Yes.
icicle trousers.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
doing that.
Come in, eat a ham sandwich and some chips.
Yeah, just long enough to get back out there.
Yep.
Yeah.
At the beach. Or
We
the
went to
pool.
Sitting
Daytona
there with
Beach
a
so many
blanket
times
on
when we were
you.
kids. That
It's
was we went
freezing.
nearly every year. To
We
Daytona
debated
Beach.
going there when we were down there
It
because
was
it's
pretty
only an
cool.
hour away.
And what's
Yeah.
cool about it is there's a 2-lane road running right down the beach. Like you can get your car out there, and it's a hard packed sand road.
Yeah, that's cool.
There's big giant trucks and hot rods and stuff going back and forth all day long.
We
It's
should've
pretty cool.
went.
It is pretty cool.
We
It
were
rained
going to
every
go,
day.
but we looked at the radar and it was an hour drive. And we were like, man, if we get over there and then it just pop-up shower and
Yeah.
rains, I was like, I'm going to be pissed.
Well, and that's one of those things. Like when we would go, you got to shower every day, no matter
It rains
what.
every day in
Yeah,
Orlando.
that's-
Every
that's-
day.
I think
About
that's
2
just kind of
o'clock.
the way it is
Yeah,
on those
about 2
coastal
o'clock.
cities.
It
Plus,
must be.
Elsa was getting ready to come in when we were down
Right.
there too. So
And I wondered about that. I knew there was some bad
Yes.
weather on the coast. So
It rained every day.
Yeah.
tell you the worst
Most
thing.
Not like all day though, right? It's just showers, right? Was it pretty
Well,
steady?
no. Was it Tuesday? Was it Tuesday or Wednesday that y'all went and I stayed? Because
Wednesdays when we went riding around.
Okay, so Wednesday, I was like, I'm gonna stay at the pool. I'm gonna hang at the pool all day, and then go to toy stuff.
Mm.
It rained for probably on and off for 5 hours.
Really?
And I did not. I got stuff there to about 12:30, and then it rained off and on to about 6 o'clock.
Yeah, outdoor pool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Big
so,
pool.
Yeah.
And they'd shut it down. There's lightning. They'd shut it
Oh
down.
yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
You have to,
always
like,
real
take your
crazy
crap
about
and
that.
leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The funny thing about that pool, that was art animation, and it's all themed by, so there's a Nemo, Lion King, Cars, and is that it?
I think that's it.
We were in the Nemo section, and then the main big pool is a Nemo themed pool.
Yeah.
But these stupid lifeguards do this stupid like pace thing constantly back and forth, like they're looking in the water, like there's a kid there right now. You know, he's just looking in the water.
There's so many lifeguards.
I
So
bet they've got
many,
a pretty thick procedural manual. Like
Oh, yeah.
you got to.
And it's just constant.
I mean, there's
Yeah.
lifeguards a distance from this wall to that wall.
Disney
like,
don't need no
all the way
floating
around.
kids. You know, Disney
No.
don't need no face down floating kids in the news.
Sadly, they've had.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's probably why they're so strict about it
I'm
now.
sure.
When we ended up buying a big collection while we were down there from a guy, and he was telling us a few years ago at one of these resorts, his dad was letting his kids swim. They had a lake, like the resort was like a lake,
Yeah.
and he's letting his kids swim out there at night, and an alligator ate him.
Oh my gosh,
And he jumped in to try to like save him, but he couldn't get him.
you don't win that fight. Once they decide want something, they're gonna get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not gonna pull its jaws open.
It's
No.
bad.
Now
You
you,
might
hold,
could
you can hold
poke
them
it.
closed. They can't open them if you get them held closed, but they can't.
You're not gonna open it though.
But that ain't gonna help.
Maybe you poke
you
its
know.
eyes out, and it
I
might
would be
like,
gouged. I bet they roll them back like a shark or whatever. But if I can think at the time, you're not gonna think
Oh,
that.
yeah,
You're thinking
no,
like I could
no.
get loose from this thing somehow. I always thought about that about a shark. Like, man, if I can get my eye, or if I can get my hand in his
Well,
blowhole
you're
or
done,
something,
like,
I'm gonna wear him out.
You'd
you
have been
know?
snapped in half.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so yeah, they're
teeth.
shaking so hard and stuff.
Oh,
You can't
yeah.
do nothing. There's like that ain't your
I
first
think
thought
with
when you're in
a-
that situation.
with an alligator, you probably have a better chance than with a shark.
I guess, but they go into
Because-
that death roll or whatever, and you
Yeah,
don't know
you-
up or down at
yeah,
that
you'll
point.
Yeah,
drown
that's
to
what they
death
do.
real
They
fast.
disorient you.
Yeah, and it just tears bone and joint and everything.
Yeah.
Like whatever they've got a hold of, you're gonna follow until it breaks off. You know.
Well, also, too, I don't know if you want to look up statistics, but there's multiple people who have survived shark attacks.
Yeah, right.
I don't know anybody survived alligator attacks.
I guess it's one of them things. They're on you before you know it.
Yeah.
You know,
They
like
kill way more people a year than
Well, they take you
sharks
down.
ever
and
would.
it's a
They
lot.
take
Of,
your body down. They stuff you in rocks so that they can
tell
like
you.
eat on you later.
and a lot of the numbers are like crocodiles too. Like in Africa,
Yeah.
are like crocodiles
Yeah,
because people are
yeah.
getting down close to the water and you
And
can't see
cows
them.
and
Yeah,
stuff,
right,
yeah.
right. Yeah. All right. So Monday you didn't do nothing.
No,
Tuesday.
we drove. And
Did you
stopped
go
in
to the
flea
park at
malls.
Tuesday?
Nope.
No, so we didn't go to the park. We didn't go to the park till Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursday was the first day
I
at the
thought
park.
the whole week was supposed like we're going to Disney World.
4 days.
Okay.
4 days
oh,
at the
okay.
park,
Oh, okay.
and then we
okay.
were
We
gonna-
saved Monday and Monday for driving.
Oh, okay.
The plan was for Tuesday and Wednesday was just gonna be like hang out by the pool and drink,
Yeah.
you know, and just do that. But it rained.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think we did a little bit of pool Tuesday,
Yeah.
not very much.
We did Disney Springs.
We went to Disney Springs Tuesday, which is like a mall, basically. An
Based on
outside
Parkway
mall.
Plate. Or,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Big outside mall. We went there,
Not as
pulled
good,
it,
though.
No, yeah.
No.
and went and ate, and then just had some drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Wednesday,
And of course, it rained the whole time.
Renee pulled it.
It poured down. We were at Disney Springs too, and it's outside shopping,
Oh,
just like
gosh,
Parkway.
yeah.
She had a hide out
Poured
in
down.
the place.
We had to like run from on into on into on into on and across
Oh,
them.
man. That sucks.
It was
I wasn't
awful.
there. That was at
That was Disney Springs.
I don't think it was.
Yeah, that was
tension in
the
the
only
group.
outside
Pay
shopping center that
attention.
we went
Place
to.
your bets now. Who's gonna win this
Yeah,
one?
it might have been, but I don't remember.
Ooh,
It
Philip
was.
backs down.
Justin can comment. He'll remember.
Uh, Listener of the week, Justin.
Justin Hancock,
Friend of the podcast.
friend of the podcast.
Yeah?
We went
Okay.
with him.
Yeah.
But me and him Wednesday just rode around to toy stores and comic shops.
Find anything cool?
I didn't really find. There was some pretty cool
It was all high price.
stores, but yeah, everything
You go to
was,
comic shop.
All
Go
of them,
surprise.
toys, comics.
Yeah.
everything was real pricey.
Yeah.
Tell you what was a bummer though is we didn't realize this till we got back, but Hulk Hogan actually has a shop in Orlando now.
Mm.
It was just like
Missed opportunity.
10 miles
He
from
was
us.
probably there.
He probably was.
Well, he
was.
normally stays at his other location that's in
Not this
Florida
day,
because
though.
he's
He was
got
there.
cause he's got a
He probably
restaurant in
was.
there too.
We'll never know.
Yeah.
One of those comic shops we went to, you remember I had that first appearance at Echo. It's like 150
Mhm.
bucks. They had it up there for 350
Yikes.
raw.
Whoa.
Yeah. I was like, what the crap?
I don't know. They got such an influx of people coming through a town like that
I know,
that you never know.
perhaps.
Somebody to snag somebody. You know. so-
I was talking with Justin about it when we got in the car. I was like, they had to have that, like, since it's not graded, they probably went ahead and assumed that we think this will be a 9698. We're going to sell it at what it would the graded price value.
Right. Yeah. It will be that.
That's ludicrous.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like,
So that's another memory from vacations of young. When comic books and vacations go hand in hand for me. When we would go on vacation, I was looking in any town we were in for the comic book shop and to try to talk my mom and dad into taking me there. And if not that, like if we had any reason to stop at a gas station, I was looking at because gas stations used to have rotary comic racks, you know. And the one I remember is we nearly completed, like, I guess we just got lucky at the time. Lucky, it's not lucky because it wasn't valuable, but for us at the time it was lucky. We got, everywhere we went would have, like, different back issues of Captain America at the time. And so we put, like, 4 issues or whatever. I think it's only like a 6-issue arc of that where Captain America turns into a werewolf.
yeah,
Like we
Capitol.
ended up getting like 4 of the 6 issues that it took to make that run on that one vacation, just stopping at different stores.
It's funny.
And I remember I bought my the first Lobo #1 I bought, which ain't worth nothing either. But it's just some of those things you remember, like if
Yeah.
you'd finally find a comic shop and talk them in, and they're like, you know, we come on vacation to go on vacation, not to go shopping at toy stores and comics. That's the speech you get.
But everybody goes to souvenir shops, buys
Oh,
overpriced
yeah.
crap.
Yeah.
To me, it's just like, no, we're somewhere where I don't get to go to these stores very often. I'm more interested in that, really.
Yeah.
There's a
Yes.
bunch of them in Orlando.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'd be a sucker to go down there and spend stupid money on something that I probably didn't need, you know, just because, like, well, it's here.
Yeah.
I
I can
think
see it, get my hands
me
on
and Justin went to, I think,
Yeah, we took a
4
bunch.
or 5 of them.
it. Yeah.
But you were at
Didn't
the
buy
guy's house
anything
for a
really
while.
out of those.
I mean, I would buy, like, some current, comics that are,
Speculating.
well, I just bought, like, stuff that I thought looked cool.
No.
Basically, just, spend a little money at the place.
Where they at? I ain't seen them.
They're in that,
Oh.
that Spider-Gwen box
Okay,
right there.
okay, I guess I did see it.
That's when I was getting all those Berserkers and those
Oh, yeah.
Spawn universes, and then we went to one. I got like a cameo appearance of I think it was Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Because they had it in there for like $12. And what's funny is they obviously didn't check because they had it up on the wall for $35.
Nah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, that was a cool little store. It was real small. It was like Living Dead Comics or something like that.
Yeah.
They were from, I think, Maine or New York. They had a real
Bit of an
thick
accent.
Yankee accent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes me sick.
Yeah,
No, I'm
well-
just kidding.
Can't understand what they're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, why do they talk so funny?
Yeah.
And they say it about
Why
us,
they
right?
talk so
That was my
funny?
point.
But we,
That was the
Renee
joke.
found a dude on, Facebook when we were
Yeah.
down there. And he was like, his list was like thousands of action figures.
Oh, I love Thousands
I was,
Back.
I was
That's
like,
my
oh, that's,
favorite.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Let's do it.
me and Justin were going to go to a couple more stores, but like the way that the route would have ended up being from where we were to this guy's house, we'd have had to drive an hour this way to go hit up more stores, and then an hour back. So we X those off the list. We go to that dude's house,
Yeah.
and we go, and he had a bunch of stuff.
How many
Oh, they're
How
for
many Kenner
hours.
Batmans did he have?
He had a few, but not a lot.
Okay.
He had very impressive collection himself, personal collection, statues.
Sideshow statues.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about somebody
Yeah.
else.
No,
oh,
this is-
oh,
this
okay.
Yeah.
Very impressive statue collection. Intense.
Yeah,
Like,
that's his deal.
that's his thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was
And-
selling all this stuff, which is just stuff
To
you don't
further
deal with,
finance-
to buy more
Yeah.
sideshows.
Yeah.
Yes.
Basically,
Okay.
like, they go to cons. He sells sports cards, Funko Pops, and action figures, but it's mainly to fund
Yeah.
the beast that is his statue collection.
And it's mainly Funko Pops.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And me and Justin picked out some things that we liked, and we bought a few things. I spent, I think, like $1,000. I don't know how much Justin spent. And we leave. He's a super nice guy. His name's Joe, and Heather was his wife. They're super nice. They were Yankees.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Ah, I
They're
can't
from
stand
New
the way
York.
they talk.
They're
Have
from
we
New-
ever talked about that?
Yeah.
Or wait,
Yeah.
they were New Yorkers, weren't they?
They sounded like New York or something.
Yeah,
I
they were
don't
New
know.
Yorkers.
They had-
God, I hate you
know
even.
the
I hate you
words.
even
They had a-
imitating it.
They had a thick accent.
It was thick. These guys,
I got cousins that are from Chicago.
But
so I've-
We got a lot of used guys.
yeah, use guys.
Yeah.
Use guys.
Yeah, use guys. And that's what he kept saying. His wives don't mind you shopping for toys while you're on vacation? And we're like, nah, she don't mind. She's at the pool. Okay. Did y'all think you guys was going to come in here and buy some action figures on vacation?
So I planned on
Yeah,
it.
it's like, what are you selling?
I was telling about the PayPal.
Yeah, this is where I jacked up. When I go places, I don't tell
Oh, yeah.
people that I have a store. You know, I just don't come out and be like, I got a store. You know, I'm buying this stuff to resell it. You know.
Mhm.
I mean, there was some stuff that I bought from him that I had bought and to keep for myself, you
Yeah.
know. But
Got
most
any
of it
cool
was to,
crow
you know,
dolls?
resell. That was at that Living Dead place.
Oh, well.
So I play
Mhm.
dumb anytime I go to these places. His wife was like, showing me Funkos. She's like, you wouldn't believe how expensive Funkos can be. And I'm like, oh, really? Oh, yeah, okay. You know. So I play, you know,
I'm like,
pretty
I hate
pretty
Funkos.
pretty stupid. And when we go to pay, I pay in PayPal, and it pops up Total Nostalgia. Total, you got a store or something? And I'm like, yeah, because I kind of before that I kind of told him that we sell stuff online, which we do.
I post everything online.
That we sell online, you know, a little bit. Then we bulk of our revenue or anything we do is online, you know. And then he was like, "How big's your store?" And I'm like, "It's like 1,800 square feet." That's a pretty big store. And then Justin goes, "Yeah, and he's getting his neighbor's space too. And
Thanks,
he's about to be
Justin.
expanding
Yeah.
I'd have
over."
been
Yeah.
like, he's about to be
Yeah.
opening a store too.
That's why he's buying all this junk, because he's got.
I felt bad lying to or
That's
deceiving.
not a
I
lie.
wasn't lying.
No.
Deceiving.
I don't have to tell you my whole life story when
No.
we're making a deal.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm not sure that in some situations you don't get a better deal, because at that point he knows this guy's buying to make a margin on it, you know. Whereas if he's paying
Some
to a
people will, and some
Yeah.
people will just
close down on you.
they think
Yeah.
no matter what
Oh,
they're a
no.
scalper
Yeah,
and you're flipper, and they just shut you out.
yeah.
And you know, he was a super great guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
I enjoyed. I mean, we were over there for a while.
Yeah.
He was fun to talk with,
They
and his
were
wife
there
both.
many hours.
Yeah, but when we get back to the hotel, me and Justin are like, man, I wonder if he'd sell everything he had in there. And then and we had no space to fit anything in the car.
Mhm.
No.
Car was packed out.
Mhm.
Well, don't hold nothing.
We were even like,
Did y'all go in your car?
yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We were
Plus,
even
we'd
like,
already bought stuff like Loki's and just
Mhm.
it's
random
like, I don't
this
think
and
we.
that.
Justin was like, we can't buy nothing else. We can't get anything at the park. We can't get nothing. Nothing's fitting in this car. Like, I don't even know what we're gonna do with our luggage. We'd bought a little luggage rack thing, and we hadn't put it up on there yet, so it was like we were gonna have to figure out how to do that.
Mhm.
But Justin sent him a message, was like, hey, if you wanted to sell everything you got in there, you know, round about what you think you'd want for it. And then he sent back a number, and then we were like, we'll ride out and check out what you got. And when we get
Because y'all
there,
didn't get to look through it all that first day, right?
we were just
I
kind of
didn't look at
skim.
it
Renee
at
didn't see
all.
anything.
Oh,
I
you
didn't
you
go.
didn't you went the second time?
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Me and Justin were
Yeah,
just
'cause
kind of
this one we're
skimming through and stuff
Bought
like that.
everything. Or no, 3 times. Yeah, we were there 3 times.
Yeah, we ended up being there 3 times. So we go back to look, and me and Justin kind of do like and he tells us what he wants for everything, and then he had the first number that he had told us. He was like, I got to look at it, and it's not as much as I thought it was. He was like, so I'll take this for it. And then me and Justin are trying to get a quick piece count just to kind of see if it's even in a ballpark, you know, worth kind of thing. And then finally actually looking at everything, and he was like, you get everything. We're like, what do you mean? He's like,
Cases.
everything. He said, if it's in this room, you can have it. And I'm thinking, dang, he said, well, a lot of stuff in this room.
Yeah.
And it ended up being, once Justin did his piece count, and then Justin was, you know, he was like, I even padded some of this stuff, you know, because
Yeah.
like there was some crap, you know, like Star Trek starting lineup.
Yeah.
You know, Justin didn't even hardly count those
Yeah.
because
Ugh.
they suck. Nobody
Yeah,
wants
nobody
them
wants
anyways.
that crap.
Yeah,
Did you
so
get them?
yeah, we got we
Yeah.
bought what we got everything.
We got everything because every piece counts.
Yeah,
that's
I mean
right.
it all
Yeah.
does
Free
add to
bottom
the
line.
equation.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, free bottom line.
And,
Even if it's $1.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was like, the only thing, you know, is these empty boxes because these are my statue boxes. You know, these not for sale.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I don't want empty
You should
boxes
quit doing
anyways.
that accent.
Yeah. you
No,
know
it's
what?
getting
Yeah.
better.
Okay.
It's getting better. Trust me. Yeah. No, I think we're on to something here.
Anyways,
Throw a couple used guys in there too.
Yeah.
Maybe give me a forget about
he
it.
didn't never
He
hit
didn't
that.
really. Well, he
No.
wasn't from New York then.
He was
played
something up
you.
where
We
No,
didn't talk
he
about
played you.
pizza.
What?
No.
You got played. This
Yeah.
guy's from Maine.
He had
or
a
something.
thick.
I
He
don't
could have
know.
been Maine.
Yeah,
I don't
he
know.
was.
Kentucky.
Yeah, probably. He says, yeah, him and his wife are having a horse laughing after y'all left. It's like, yeah, I couldn't keep it up much longer. I'm glad they left.
But what's funny is he told us a price, and then once Justin counted everything, and we didn't count nowhere near everything, and he was like, so what's the piece count? And we told him, he was like,
About none ya.
and
Yeah, that's
then
right.
he was like, he went up a whole $1,000 on us. And
Nah, hey, bud, it's like, no. You said everything in this room, regardless of what the piece count is.
yeah,
You said
and then
it.
that's what I said.
Uh-huh.
"No, you said this number earlier. Did I? And we're
It was like
Yeah.
literally as soon as we walked
Justin
in the door,
goes,
he said that number.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you said that.
Did you
He's
have
like-
it in text? Had he
no way. He verbally said it.
Oh,
And he was
okay.
like, oh, if
Yeah.
I said it, I said it. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, as soon as we walked in the door, he had said
So
that.
I'm not asking dollar amount, but was that the agreed upon price at that point? Did you stick with what he had asked?
Yeah, now we kind of shot ourselves. We go, all right, we got to go to the car and talk this over.
Yeah.
So we go out of the car, we're talking, and we're like, let's see if we come in and we say, we'll give you that, but can we get this, and this?
What do you
'Cause-
mean?
well,
Throw
he
in
had,
these things.
yeah, he
What
had-
you got over
addition,
here.
in addition to what
Yeah.
he was saying, yeah.
because
Yeah,
he had
'cause-
some anime statues that he had told his wife that he didn't really care about, and they were like dragging.
No, his wife told me.
Yeah, his wife told Renee, I don't know, we got them.
Yeah.
And he
Here
had
they
probably
are.
8 of them, of these like little anime statues that were like probably that tall. And they
Yeah.
were like Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon. They were like good stuff.
Yeah.
And they were all chicks.
Yeah.
So we were like, we'll see if we can get him to throw those in. He had some more figures in the garage. We were like, let's see if we can get him to throw that in. And we were thinking maybe we can get him to throw in some Funko Pops, like pick out some good Funko Pops. And we come in, we're like, okay, look, here's what we're thinking. We'll do the price, but I want those anime statues over there. You got some figures out in the garage. I want all those too. And some fun. He's like, what? I thought that was a good price, you know? And then he was like, let's look at the figures in the garage. And it ended up not hardly being anything.
No.
And there was a box of comics and a tub of like video game stuff. He's like, you can have all that.
Yeah.
I got people coming Monday to clean that crap out
Yeah,
anyway.
it's garbage. It's
Yeah,
garbage.
right.
But he wouldn't give us the anime statues.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't let us pick out any Funkos.
Yeah.
And so me and Justin were talking. We're like, we'd have been better off to come in there and been like, you wanted
This amount.
this
we take
amount,
This amount.
we'll give you this amount, and we'll
Yeah.
take it all.
Yeah.
Because I think we could have got it for $1,000 cheaper.
When you're that close, probably so.
I think
probably
we could have
so.
definitely got it for
So I've been
$1,000
like,
cheaper.
we got to rent a truck. drive
Yeah,
a truck
that's how
back.
you do it. It's like, look,
Yeah.
man, we're here right now.
Yeah.
We're in.
Like, I'm
But
at
this,
X amount of
I've got
expenses
some
on.
expenses that I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
tag on to this.
And
Like,
see,
can you work with me on
He
that?
pulled a tactic that a lot of people pull on you. I'm not trying to pressure you, but I got another guy.
I got another
Yeah, I'm
guy.
like,
I got another
Always
guy
another
that's
guy.
wanting all this, and
Yeah.
he's willing to give me this much for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I already told him the 1,000 higher.
Yeah.
I already
Yeah.
told those guys.
Yeah,
the
those
1,000
guys, I
higher.
told
Yeah.
him, and so
And he's like, but he stiffed me on deals before, not showed up, blah, blah, blah.
yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
like, yeah.
But we ended up getting it all.
Yeah.
We had to rent a Penske truck. We got a 16-foot truck. It sucked because Monday we got at his house at 10:30.
Maybe 11 after
Maybe
we stopped
11.
Home Depot.
And I was
11:30,
thinking-
11:30.
We can have this packed up in 2 hours. And
It always
Justin
seems
The
said,
thing was,
faster,
all
yeah.
his stuff was like set up on bookshelves and shelves. So it's
Yeah.
just,
because Justin was like, "You're an idiot. We're not getting this done in 2 hours."
No.
And I'm like, "I think we can." He's
Yeah.
like, "Nah, it's not happening."
Yeah.
And he ended up being right
Yeah.
because it took. We didn't leave there till 4:30.
Yeah.
And we were literally packing and loading the entire time.
Right.
We basically filled that truck.
yeah.
The thing that sucked is he had these big, because we got everything in there, so we got all of his shelving and everything, The only
Oh,
thing,
he sold all the shelves that all that stuff
Yeah,
was on
yeah,
too.
that's what all these
okay.
shelves
yeah,
are.
I mean,
Okay.
that was a part
The
of
only
the
thing
deal.
we didn't get with those plastic shelves like we've got now,
Which I
wouldn't
didn't
have
care.
wanted anyways. I bet that's
Yeah.
garbage.
That would just
It's
suck to have to
garbage.
transport that. It takes
Yeah.
space.
Yeah.
He needed those because they were basically, once we cleared that room out, they had
Bring their
so many
Funkos in
Funkos
there.
that they were going to bring and set up all the Funkos in there too to clear out some space in the
Yeah.
garage and in their living room because they had a bunch of Funkos in there.
Hmm. Did you spot any like high end Funkos? Like, did they have the good stuff?
They had some good ones. He had
Yeah,
like
they
3 or
had
4
some good ones,
ghost
but-
faces.
I don't know. What
He's
that
like
means.
$100-something bucks.
Scream.
Oh, I know who it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. It's a good. Or not. I don't know
Yeah.
about he's that's that stuff.
The thing that
It's
sucked
like,
is
I
we
wish I'd
got
known it earlier, and I could have took some of our expensive
Yeah.
Funkos and put towards Trey.
Yeah, could have traded. But he had some big, like, curio cabinets. They wouldn't stand up in the truck. They were too tall. So we had to lay them down in the truck,
Mhm.
which made me have to, like, we got everything packed
Stack
in.
high.
And then we were getting, because I wanted to get all the boxes and all the tubs in first, and then put all the glass cases on the end of the truck, you
Right.
know. And we're getting towards the end, and I'm like, well, let's see how. I think Justin was like, those things look tall, and he went in there and measured them and came back, and he was like, I'm not gonna stand up.
There you go. That's 3643.
Yeah.
I thought we
Got
weren't worried
one
about it. That's
already.
PG.
Yeah. Well,
Anyways,
we'll make notes regardless.
so I had to restack the
Again.
entire truck to stack everything super high up because I didn't want to stack everything too high and worry about it
Where-
falling down.
Are those in here? Where are those at?
It's
No,
in the
one
hallway.
right there in the hallway.
Okay.
So
There's
I-
two of
Are
those.
y'all planning on using all of your shelving and
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
that you got?
Probably gonna sell those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably get rid of
Oh,
those
yeah.
little detours,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna keep that Curia because it's gonna be good for like build figures and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
Well,
But
I got 5 other ones on order.
we
too.
ended up rearranging, and we were able to lay them on the end of the truck, laid them straight down like that. It worked out good, but it ended up being a lot more stuff
Yeah.
than we
All
ever
the
thought it
little
was.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get tubs with all this, or was he boxing it up? or-
So
he
he
had
had-
some tubs. Like, we stopped and bought 7 tubs ourselves.
And he probably had 10
Mhm.
tubs.
About
And then-
12.
He had some big boxes. We bought some boxes.
Yeah. Luckily,
Uh,
he had big boxes.
Mhm.
We were able to get it all pretty much in. We didn't even use all the boxes that we bought.
So like this probably isn't a majority of it. Is that right?
This
Is the
ain't even a
majority
fraction
somewhere?
of it.
Yeah.
It's all in
okay.
the bus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah,
didn't
this
say
is
where
like-
it was, but
Yeah.
Nothing of it, yeah. And then, Justin got the other half of it.
oh, that's only half of it. Yeah.
So we had to use a Penske, load it up, and try that back and come back
Come
back.
with it that day.
So what about not seeing? What are we talking here? I know you got horror figures. I'm sitting next to a frighteningly disturbing box of body horror over here. Y'all ever seen a bunch of folks hung by hooks with their bodies cut open and stuff, and
Clive Barker, man.
and
Yeah.
sacks of growth?
He's a
and
weird dude.
What a freak! But I'm trying to keep my
It's
distance.
Seen
it's
the
a
one
good
that's the
mix
fat
of
guy,
stuff.
And he's got a hole in his
I
belly.
see
and
it.
these
I've
little
seen
things
it.
hang
Yeah, I've seen
down.
it.
Yeah.
But let me reach over here.
Yeah, I got
That's
that.
Mojo.
That
isn't
is
it?
the only Mojo build figure that there is.
Yeah, I got that.
That's a good one.
Now, see, I got that the first day we went.
Yeah.
He didn't like Marvel stuff. He just really didn't. He had no emotional attachment to it.
That's a good Mojo figure.
He'd
I
make
mean,
you good deals on stuff. I got that for
They're
steel.
weird. They don't
Justin-
really do what you want them to
Justin
do.
got a
They gotta
Fin
go
Fang
up, don't they?
Foom,
What?
only missing the head
Yeah.
for a steel.
Yeah. How
Yeah.
much is the head? I haven't.
Well, I
them.
couldn't find the head currently.
It's tough.
It's the She-Hulk figure.
Yeah.
You'll have to pay a little to find the head unless he just gets lucky and gets the head later on, which very well could happen.
I've
But,
still got that whole SDCC wave.
but he got the whole thing, just
Yeah.
missing the head.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So creepy. Why don't they put him in any movies?
Justin got some good stuff the first day when he got like a big tub of Marvel Legends that the guy had just gotten.
Yeah.
He got that Fin Fang Foom. I don't remember what all he got. I spent a little more than he did, but he got more than I got.
He needed a giant man, did he?
No, he didn't have a giant
Okay.
man.
Yeah. Still
No.
need that.
Yeah. He didn't have a giant man, but that was a cool thing. But it was a mix of stuff. There's a lot of Star Wars, Marvel, DC, Jurassic Park, horror.
More like current era stuff. Like, are we going back 80s, 90s? What?
Nah, it's
None
all
been
like
Yeah.
90s
Lots
to
of posters.
2000.
We got lots of posters and pictures.
Yeah, lots of posters and pictures.
Disney prints.
Disney prints.
Lithographs.
Yeah, and then me and Justin had to go through. So we get back here. We got home so we finished loading up at 4:30. We headed straight home.
We will talk about Disney
We
World.
will
at some
hit
point.
Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is just a big
Yeah.
topic. That's actually more pertains to what we do anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it took.
We got home at 3 a.m.
Yeah, 3. So we had to get up early the next morning. We probably got over here at what 8:30. No, it's a little late because we kind of slept in later. It was like
You wait
9:30,
breakfast. It's like 9:30.
and we had to start going through it. So we had to go through, separate, price everything.
We did that Tuesday.
And then we set tables up, and we set the tables up by. We had a $10 table, $20 table, $30 table, $40 table,
etc.
50. I'm going detail.
Just keep going.
Detail.
How many tables
And then we
were
had
there?
a table that was 60 and above, and then that took pretty much that took forever.
Mhm.
And then the next day,
Yeah, we were up here till like 11 o'clock that night.
the next day we separated everything out, and then we went through. Because when me and Justin buy something together, we'll do that. We'll price everything. We'll separate it. We'll go ahead and as we're going through, oh, that's a duplicate.
Yeah, separated.
Pack,
Mhm.
swap duplicates back and forth, and then we'll start with the $10 table and set everything up, and then be like, all right, you go, I go, you go, I go, you go, and we did that till we got down to nothing.
Mm.
took forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were up here late Wednesday night too.
Yeah, it did. It took forever.
Because I was in the store and people kept bringing stuff in, so Philip would have to leave from over here to go over there.
Which made it last longer.
Yeah.
It took forever.
I didn't even know y'all bought all this stuff. I just had to get on Facebook like everybody else and see there's a Penske truck parked there. I was like, oh, I guess they bought something, whatever.
We didn't plan
All
on
kind of
buying that
things.
much.
Uh-uh.
But like I said, he made us a good deal, and it
He
ended
made us
up.
an offer we couldn't
Couldn't
refuse.
Is that, did he say it like, I'm not making up, you don't refuse?
And it ended up being a lot more stuff than like we didn't sit down and like count out pieces other than Justin's rough estimate. But if I had to rough guess pieces, I mean, I'm thinking 2,500, 3,000 pieces is what it.
There's a lot of pieces.
And it could
Especially
be
once you
more.
count all those little loot crate pieces and
Well,
stuff.
so we're talking most of it's like loose, or did you get, was there any?
No, I mean, majority of it's carded.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of loose stuff too,
Yeah.
but the bulk of the whole entire stuff was carded stuff.
Yeah, there's
I'm
lots
struggling
of,
to think of what
90 Star
2,500.
Wars,
Okay, do what now?
like 90 Star Wars.
Okay,
lots
like
of
Power of the Force
those.
kind of stuff.
There was some of
Well,
that,
more
and
of
then
the eggs and the
in
blue
the blue boxes,
blue squared ones from the 90s.
and then a bunch of Black Series. I mean, I got a bunch of
They'll
Black
say like
Series.
New Hope and stuff down the side in the gold.
Uh-huh.
Those, lots
Okay.
of those.
Black Series, you're saying?
Mhm.
Oh yeah, we put out a bunch of Black
We put out a
Series.
bunch of the Black
They're
Series.
out here now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They've been
I
out
don't even
there.
know you people. You go off for like 2 or 3 weeks, and I don't even know.
They had a little bit of everything. There was comics in there.
Yeah.
Got
a cool comic
What Black
box?
Series? What are we talking? I need specifics.
I don't know what the best one
Any
was.
like hard to find?
Of course, there's Rays and Fins.
There wasn't no like
Yeah.
crazy hard.
There wasn't
to-
no Rose.
There wasn't no.
Good.
There wasn't no super rare Black Series figures. I think the
Okay.
most expensive Black Series figure was like $45.
Yeah. Okay.
And it was some kind of trooper.
Did Justin pull anything that you really had your eyes? I mean, I know you're going piece for piece, and if it was really that serious, you ain't gonna miss it by one pull. Did he get anything you really wanted?
I did want that comic, but we did work out a deal since there was a first appearance as Attn.
Yeah.
But Justin wanted it and the Harry Potter one. And I didn't care anything about the Harry Potter one. I had
Yeah.
no desire for it. It was a awesome wand.
Yeah.
Like
it's cool. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
it
hard to
was
sell
super
expensive
cool.
So
stuff
that's
for
one of those
us
things. Like
that.
we were talking about Universal Studios, when you go to that Hogwarts area or whatever it is. Well, I don't know what it's called. I don't care
Sad
about
that we
Harry.
didn't get to go there. Wisdom World of Harry Potter.
Okay, you can buy. They got some super high end ones there.
Yeah.
that's where this came from.
Yeah,
I think.
I've got a friend that has bought a couple of them or whatever. And they're
It
like
was
super
an awesome
high-end.
Yeah,
wand.
it's
It
nice
was.
looking.
Yeah.
It was
If
cool.
you're
It
into
was
that
in
kind
a
of thing. It'd be
super
fun to
cool
have.
box.
It's the same thing as you buying a Force Effects lightsaber, for a different property.
Yeah.
Except I'd want a broom to ride on instead of a little
Justin
wand.
wanted to broker a deal before we got to the comic because he was like, I really want this wand and I really want this comic. And I was like, I really want the comic.
Yeah.
And so we worked out a deal to where he got the comic and the wand. And
Does he personally want Zatanna's first appearance, or was he wanting it to sell, or what?
he's going to grade it and
Yeah.
just kind of sit on it and see what happens. Because
Yeah.
she's going to be in Justice League Dark. Supposedly she's going to
You don't have a female superhero character that goes around in fishnet stockings
Yeah.
that don't become popular for some
bikini.
reason. Yeah, basically. Yeah.
She's kind of a cool character anyway.
She
Though.
is pretty
Anything they
neat.
put her in, I've always liked
But
that
so is
character.
Black Canary, and she doesn't seem to have blowed up
I
anything.
like Zatanna much better than Black
Yeah.
Canary. The whole magic thing just
I
makes
like
her
the
a much
I
cooler
like
character.
the I like the comic Black Canary,
Black Canary's
way
just
better than anything
assassin.
they ever put on screen.
But Justin already
Black
kind of
Canary's just
moderately,
Black Widow.
basically.
She's
No,
not-
she has
nah,
superpowers.
She's got that super screen,
Yeah, she's got superpowers.
Oh yeah.
and she's a tough chick.
That
She's
sounds
pretty
Black
cool,
Widow.
and she's Green Arrows.
Wow.
I
Don't
guess
they
they
get
got married
married?
at some point. Yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
sure they did in at least
Wow.
some art.
In
And
a
they
comic.
I'm
probably
sure she's
retconned
been
it.
dead 3 times since then, but yeah.
But Justin worked a deal out with me because we wanted all the horror stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to be like, take all these wrestlers.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was like, no.
Gosh, there's-
I'm on to what you're doing
There's
there.
so many wrestlers.
He's
though.
like, I don't
Yeah.
want them wrestlers.
There's so many.
So he didn't want the wrestlers, but basically just worked out a deal. We figured out how much value was in the horror stuff, and he got first pick at everything he wanted
Mm-hmm.
because we did that right in the beginning because I was like, look, I really want the horror stuff. I don't want to.
Is that this tub of?
That's some of it.
Some of it?
That's
I don't even want
I don't really know. That's just kind of like the leftover tub. I don't know where the.
to. I would get some of this up to just so you could see exactly what we're talking about. I don't want to touch
So
it.
you
I
could
don't
pull
wanna
that one
touch
from
it.
up there.
Yeah,
But-
oh boy.
So he went through and he picked out his value first because I got the horror stuff. The only thing he got out of that I was like semi-eyeing, There was this big Darth Vader Gentle Giant statue.
Mm-hmm.
He was probably like, I don't know, he's probably like that big, and it was really cool.
What was the guy selling a statue for? I
He
thought that was
just
his deal.
it was, but I don't think Star Wars really wasn't like his like.
He didn't have anything Star Wars in his personal collection.
It was a lot of Marvel and DC
Yeah,
kind of guys.
he had a $5,000 Iron Man statue that was.
I like statues, and I know different
think-
strokes for different
He was
folks.
taller than that.
But I can't imagine being
I
into
could see
them.
the
No.
statue appeal personally.
Not for the price.
Yeah, no. Luckily, he got this one cheap because it had a crack on the back of its leg.
See,
got
at that
it
point,
for
I-
90% off.
He got it for like 500.
But ain't
or
usually the people that
$1,000.
collect statues like, I don't want that because it's got a crack
They
on
probably are. That's why
Yeah,
he got
but
it so
he
cheap.
didn't care because you couldn't see
it.
it.
Okay. well.
Yeah.
The way he had all of his stuff set up and displayed, it looked really cool.
It
Yeah.
does,
It
but
was like-
I took a picture of it.
but for honestly, in most cases, a fraction of the price. Would you not rather have a Hot Toys that is super detailed but can move a little bit?
I don't know.
I
man.
would.
That statue collection was like
Yeah.
really
He had
sold
lots
me
of
on
busts.
statues.
Like he had Batman the Animated Series.
like
They're
a
super
like
cool.
almost a full size.
To me,
bust.
Yeah.
for me anyway, statues are things. It's like I've got my cool collection, and I got a couple statues too to accent that. To where that's the whole thing. I just can't
See,
see
the way
it.
he'd do his, like he'd have like the statue, like he had like cubicles made,
Mm-hmm.
and then it'd be like the statue, and then like a figure or two that also
Something
went along
relating
with it,
to that
and then, like
statue,
a
like,
comic
yeah.
and
That's
like
a cool way to
poster
do
and
it.
stuff
It
like that. And
is.
each one, and
I
each
just
one
can't
was
justify
lighted.
the price, I
Yeah.
guess. And I understand
That's why he
they're
was selling all the stuff.
right. Originally,
Yeah.
like the original mold is like hand sculpted, and they're so limited numbers. You know, most of those things don't go more than 3,500, 2,500.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
quantity, and they're all
Yeah.
numbered and all that stuff. I get it. It's fine art, really. I mean, if you get down to it, it just. I guess it's the same thing as like like super old 1920s and 30s cars don't appeal to me. I guess just some things don't appeal to you, and you don't understand it if it don't. You don't
he
get
had
it when it does to
a
somebody else.
Aquaman on his throne.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
That thing was huge. Like, I mean, the Aquaman like sitting like he was probably like the throne was massive,
Mm-hmm.
and it was cool. It was like
It's
a
probably
crab throne.
Yeah.
Two,
And he's
2.5
like holding his
tall.
Tried it.
yeah. It was to me, that was the coolest looking one he had there, and
Yeah.
he had a bunch of cool ones.
Yeah.
He had like every Hulk statue they probably made
Yeah.
because that's his thing was Hulk.
No, if I ever got into them, they did. I guess sideshows. Maybe it's still going on or whatever, but they do like the. It's like a X-Men statues. But I don't know if they link together, but it's meant to be one ongoing scene of the team or whatever. And man, some of those are cool looking.
Okay.
God,
I
man,
bought a
like-
statue from him the first day we were there. I got a Darth Maul sideshow statue.
Oh
from
yeah,
him.
yeah. That's
Uh,
cool.
That's not
Yeah,
bad.
it's back. I saw the base in the box over here.
I
Yeah.
think it's a real low limited, like 1,800 or something
Yeah.
like that. That Gentle Giant statue was like 3,800 or something. Bunch of cool
Those,
stuff.
those are
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
cool
I,
stuff.
we got a bunch of cool stuff.
Keep
It
your
was-
eyes on the place. You'll start seeing some of that
yes.
trickle out.
Like I said, it was
Yes.
definitely a lot more than what I thought we were gonna be getting while we were down there.
And a really
Yeah.
cool Billy.
Yeah, oh boy.
You'll see Billy on the track.
Oh my
Oh, and there
God.
was a life size. I guess it was life size. Freddy Krueger,
Probably.
like one of those. Like I assume something Spirit Halloween would have sold or
I'm
something
sure.
like that, where
Mhm.
you walk by it and it says a scene from the movie.
Yeah.
Justin ended up getting it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Anything else of particular note from that haul?
From the there's.
I'm sure it'll come up as you start
Yeah.
going through it and it starts getting out in the store or whatever. It'll come back up, I'm sure. You'll be talking about this for a while.
Oh yeah.
There's a
There
bunch
was
of
so much
stuff.
stuff.
All right, so that covered. So we're probably going to backtrack some. First day at the park was Thursday,
Thursday, Animal Kingdom.
Animal Kingdom.
Yes.
Yeah, we went to Animal
Walk us-
Kingdom.
Oh,
walk us
Phil's
through.
favorite.
My favorite.
Oh, boy, let's don't.
Yes.
Now,
Which
here's
was
a
my
key.
favorite park too, though.
Animal
But
Kingdom's
yeah,
the
but it's
best
not
park.
just your favorite park. That's fine.
Yeah.
Philip, we're going to get into it, but Philip has I don't know, fascination's probably not a strong enough word. I don't know, a fixation, I guess, is the obsession or fixation with the what do they call it? The
Flight of
Navi?
Passage.
The Navi? Is that what them tall
Yeah,
cat
the
people,
Navi.
blue cat people are from Pandora, or from the Avatar
Yes,
movies or
they're
whatever?
Creepy.
So, take it away.
That's the coolest place there. That's the best thing in the whole park.
And it was
It
it was
is.
a ride.
So there's a ride called the Flight of Passage.
So there's
Pretty
two
sure.
rides there.
Yeah, first they have a ride where you're on like one of those boats,
Mhm.
like little boats taking you through a waterway.
I mean, it's obviously that ain't a thrill ride or nothing, but I like those.
Yeah.
I like those
That's
too.
the one that had the creepy.
Yeah,
Lady, yeah.
That one was just neat because they had, that planet. It's all,
Neon
Luminescent.
lights.
Yeah,
Yeah, right,
luminescent,
right,
yeah.
yeah.
and that whole entire ride's like that. It's like
Yeah.
you're
Black
riding.
lights,
You're like you're
everything.
riding on a river in Pandora.
Yeah.
It was really cool, and they had these like little screens, I guess, that have like animals running through,
Yeah.
and it made it. They were almost
the
like
Navi.
holographic looking, so it made them look realistic, like they were there.
Mm-hmm.
Then they had that giant animatronic of that chick playing her little drum and doing a little singing thing. It was creepy,
Yeah.
but it was
Realistic
cool.
looking, though.
Super
Massive.
realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then-
those things are big. I think aren't those things supposed to be like 11, 12 feet tall?
I'm pretty sure.
Like in the compared
According
His
to
to how
hand
big
looked like
she
it was
was.
like this big.
Yeah.
yeah.
How big she was set in Indian style and like how tall she was just doing that,
Yeah.
it'd have to.
They're
Yeah.
that race of people is supposed to be pretty big.
So that was a cool little ride.
Yeah.
And then they've got that tree, thing kind
Tree
of
of Life.
built up there. Not the
Built
tree
that
of
way?
life, the tree that's in Pandora.
Oh yeah.
They got that big thing. Like when you
Yeah.
go into the part of Animal Kingdom that's Pandora, the whole park's themed to look like Pandora. So you got like mountains and stuff like that over there.
The ones that are floating in the sky.
That's what it looked like.
'Cause
It
that's
was gonna
what
be-
Pandora had. Is like masses of land just floating in the
Yeah,
air.
they didn't show those though.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what it-
Yeah, you gotta your imagination's got to
Yeah.
take over at some point.
That's what I assumed that it was intended to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the best ride there is that Flight of Passage.
Oh,
So you're riding on a Banshee,
which he is.
the little things that they fly that they
Oh,
connect,
Little
Oh,
their,
yeah,
dragon-looking
yeah,
thingies.
yeah.
that they hook up to, which I guess they hook up to everything.
Yeah, I get it look like yeah.
And it's VR.
It's a VR ride, so you get
Screen
in.
right in your face.
There's what, six,
Maybe 6, 8, something like that.
8 things. I think there was 6. Like they look like a little
Might have
bike, like a motorbike you'd ride on at an arcade playing a
Mhm,
racing game.
mhm.
In fact, some stupid little girl came in. I'm number 3, and Renee was 3 because we were the first group in, and you had to stand on these numbers and like go to your number. His dad kept
Right.
saying they were the first group. You're 6, but she didn't understand it. She thought, well,
She's
Right.
trying to get you off your bike.
Yeah.
I didn't move. I just ignored her.
We
Yeah.
ignored her. But anyways, they give you some glasses.
Ruin some poor little kid's
Yeah.
Pandora experience.
Yeah.
They give you safety glasses, basically, is what they are,
Yeah.
to because this is a realistic ride now.
Yeah, it's like you don't. Yeah, you might freak out and poke yourself in the eye or something.
Super realistic.
Yeah.
Something might a breeze blow something. in your
Exactly.
eye. Yeah.
But you got that big screen, and you're like right in front of the big screen, which makes it feel more
Yeah.
more
'Cause the
real.
screen's as big as the room is with all the.
And then they
things.
turn all the lights off, so it's pitch black.
Mhm.
Boom, you're just in front of the screen. And it starts out, you're on your Banshee thing, and it's like peeking over a cliff, and it just drops off that cliff. And the whole thing, they tilt the bikes
Mhm,
up,
mhm.
and then they blow air in your face,
Yeah.
so you feel like you're just dropped down off a cliff.
Mhm.
And you're riding through the whole area of Pandora, and you're going underneath these like rivers, and you come under like these like logs and stuff, and he's like, "Oh my God, is my Banshee gonna fit through that log?"
Oh, did it?
It did.
Oh,
did it
God,
every
I was
time.
on the edge of my seat there for
Yeah.
a minute.
But then,
Gets into a fight, one of those big ones.
well, the big one ends up trying to attack it at the end of the ride. But you're coming through, like once you come through one of these rivers, and then like all the people on their little horses and riding and stuff, you come out over the ocean.
That was
And
cool.
there's a big wave coming, and he's like riding inside the wave, and they're misting water
Is
on
there a guy
you.
spitting in your face?
And then there's a giant whale that jumps
Gleeking
up,
on you.
yeah.
and they splash the water on you in that whale.
Yeah.
And then you do a couple big more, like there's a one drop where it feels like you just straight down, big drop for me anyways. I don't like rides.
And not to mention, you're completely in one spot while this is all happening. You're on a tilty seat.
You don't move, but I'm telling you.
I know. I'm just picking at
It
you.
locks in like you have to like.
Yeah.
You're on your
Come
knees
on,
and
it will
do-
buck
and
you
they come
off
in
if
and they
it wasn't.
push you in like
Yeah,
lock you in. I
stuff
was
you
like,
in.
oh my fat.
Yeah.
You feel like every day. I mean, it took I was like,
Yeah.
oh.
I mean, it'll lift
You
you
know?
up and then
you're,
like
you're buying in at this
it'll
point,
fly
right?
I'm telling
backwards.
you,
It
man.
like lifts up like that. Like,
Yeah.
And then that
Going
big one,
weird
that
ways.
was it Sully or ain't that his name?
That was the main guy's name, yeah.
That
Yeah.
ends up, taking that one and hooking with it.
Yeah.
It tries to attack your Banshee as you're flying through this like canyon thing. Man, that ride is awesome.
Mm.
It was cool.
I can't imagine there being a ride that's better. I just can't. And it seems like
Well,
everybody.
had you rode the rest of them
I was
though,
gonna say, he
you
didn't-
could
He
have.
didn't ride the teacups, though, did he?
Nope.
No.
See? So,
Look,
man.
so
Me and Hancock
Justin,
had to smash knees in the teacups.
Justin said it was his favorite ride. Tim that came in today was like best ride ever.
Yeah, but
Okay.
Danielle said the Expedition Everest was her favorite ride, and that's also my favorite ride.
Well, that's good for y'all. we'll get to it later, but there's a
Okay.
super hyped up ride at
Sounds to
Disney.
be,
Yeah.
And
sounds
it's
to be like some kind of thing with the guys.
yeah, well, I
Shots
don't know.
fired.
Look, the Banshee's awesome. If you go to Disney, ride the Banshee
It's
thing.
not called the Banshee.
It's the Flight of Passage,
Okay,
but it's a
there you go.
Banshee,
Okay.
and you're riding a Banshee.
Yeah.
So we call it the Banshee.
a two-stroke Yamaha four-wheeler. Get you a
be.
Banshee. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Most
is
dangerous
crazy.
thing they've ever made.
I'm surprised they make put on helmets.
Yeah.
It could have. I'm
Poison
saying, it
oak
felt
hitches.
real.
Anything else? Was Thursday? Was that basically that's the highlights?
Yeah.
That was the
Well,
best part, but Renee
that
like
McCall show too. So
Yeah.
they had like a crap ton of McCalls. The lady was like having them do stuff and stuff like that, and they like come out flying.
Was
That
this
was
like in
really
an
cool.
amphitheater, or she just
No,
standing
it's
just
right
around,
out-
just
in
standing
the
there?
thing. Yeah,
Like
they
right
come
when
out
you walk
flying
up-
from the big huge tree, like just
the Tree of Life, it's right there in the center of
Yeah.
the park, and they have like this little opening area right there, and she was just standing right there putting on the little bird show.
we was having to walk up. She was doing the show. I pushed my
That was-
way through the kids.
Get out of the way, kid.
Man, they-
I was
I
like,
paid-
get up front.
I pays my money.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all didn't pay anything.
That's
to get
right, exactly. You're not gonna
It's my
remember this, you
vacation.
stupid little kid.
there. I was thinking that the entire
Yeah.
time we were there. It's stroller mania
Yeah,
there.
these kids don't even know they're there.
There's like, why are you
No.
here with this kid that you're that don't
we
even
saw
know
a couple
he's
of
even
them. It looked like they
there?
were like fresh born.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
That's what my wife's
babies.
always said. We need to take the baby to she's 7 now. So we need to take
Yeah.
her to Disney World. We need to take her to, and I always tell her, I was like, we ain't taking her to Disney World until she can photographically remember every second of the trip. Because
Yeah.
otherwise you're wasting your money.
You are.
Yeah.
What was crazy is like the strollers were insane. How many strollers are there?
Uh,
There would be parents pushing their kids in the stroller who were like 13.
I saw, you know what? Now that you mentioned that, y'all being down there that week, I saw on Yahoo or something that there was somebody famous at Disney World the week y'all were there. It may not have been the day.
the week before, The Rock was there.
I want to
He was at
say
Universal.
I
though.
want to say it was
Oh,
that
yeah.
Brian Austin Green or whatever that Megan Fox used to be married to. I want to say he was there. It was somebody like that. It was like B-list or whatever, But there was somebody at the park around the time. It may have been before, it may have been after, but it was somewhere around the time. I thought about it when I was at work. I was like, well, they may run into them.
Yeah,
Or they usually like they'll shut crap down when these people come through.
A
Like
lot
you
of
can't be
times,
in
yeah.
here, Or he's
They'll-
going to the front.
They'll give them like fast pass lines.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to work. Here you go.
Mm-hmm. And Phil's like, I want to play Pandora with Brian Austin Green's on it right now.
I would have.
Sit beside him on the other side.
It ain't Beverly Hills 90210 no more, or whatever. Was that what he was on?
I don't even know who he is. So
He was the chick. Do you remember the dude that
He was the chick.
Megan,
he could've
Megan
been.
Fox was married to him, but he was on one of those '90s shows. I think it was Beverly Hills 90210.
Could be.
Doesn't matter.
I have no
but,
idea.
Yeah.
But Animal Kingdom's a cool park.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
I've always heard good things about it. I've never
Yeah.
been to that.
The
That didn't
safari
exist when
ride
I
was
went.
awesome.
Yeah.
Because we got to see all the animals.
Is it
all the
actual
animals
get
were
in the
out.
car, ride around, and
Yeah,
see the
yeah,
wild
like a
animals?
safari
yeah,
thing, yeah.
that is pretty cool.
Yeah, and they're just
Oh, it's so
all
hot,
walking
but
around
yeah.
doing their thing.
Yep,
God,
eating and
I watched a
just
video
staring at you.
of one of these African safari kind of vehicles or whatever. He stops in the middle of the road and there's a herd of elephants going on, and one of them doubles back on him. And I mean, this elephant just pushed this truck around like it was nothing. Like just, I mean, this the truck weighs 3,500 pounds.
Yeah, plus
That
all
ele-
the people sitting
Plus,
in it.
yeah, that elephant pushed it around like it was a toy,
Well,
and it
they're
didn't even
huge.
it didn't hurt him. I mean, it was like, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
he
that
probably
was-
weighs 6,000 pounds. So like, what does
Yeah.
that mean to him?
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
elephants, giraffes,
Yeah.
zebras,
Yeah. Do you see a
weird
Do
animals.
you see a weird giraffe tongue when you're there? They got weird tongues. They stick
What
them
was
out.
that?
We didn't see it, but there's another animal that's related. It's the cousin of a
Yeah, it's
giraffe.
like half zebra in the back.
weird-looking little
and then
thing.
like weird. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
weird. It's got the same kind of tongue.
But it
Yeah,
has the
they're
exact
weird.
same kind of tongue
Yeah.
that a
Yeah.
giraffe has.
Yeah, they're weird.
Well, that one giraffe was just sitting there staring at the leaves, like up on the tree, like it kept doing this, like trying to figure out how it was gonna reach it.
Yeah.
And it would do this, and it would go.
They ain't got nothing else to do.
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
sit there, and just turned its head like.
So he needs to make buddies with the elephant. The elephant bulldozed that tree over and then he can eat his legs.
Exactly.
Yeah, that would work.
But it was funny.
Yeah, that was a fun part.
It seems neat.
Is that where the Jungle Cruise ride was?
I would guess
Yeah,
so.
we did
No.
that one. No,
Uh,
no.
Where
What
was
was it?
Aladdin at?
Now that ought to be a carpet ride,
Magic
not a jungle
Kingdom.
cruise.
Yeah, that's at Magic
Okay.
Kingdom.
Was it for Jungle Book or for Tarzan?
No, it's the Jungle Cruise. It's just like a generic
Yeah.
Oh, they're
ride.
making a movie about
Yeah,
that.
they
now.
are.
The Rock.
Yeah.
Well, of course. I mean, you can't sling a dead
Yeah.
cat without hitting a movie with The
I
Rock in
know.
it.
That was Magic Kingdom, yeah. But it is right by. They
Who's
have
the
a
chick gonna be in that? Is it Emily Blunt?
yeah.
Good call. I like Emily Blunt.
It's right by where the carpet ride is at, though.
Okay.
Yep.
So there is a carpet ride.
Yeah, but it's just like all those other rides that are like the Dumbo
Where they put
ride.
where they put
Where we got
a
stuck
screen
like
in
that.
your face and they
No.
spit on you and blow air in your
Cutting
face.
Those are the best rides.
They strap a cell phone to your head and like you're on a carpet.
That would have been better. Now, did you ride the Dumbo ride when you went?
No. Well, the only time we went, and we didn't go for like 4-day trips. We were like, we're going to Disneyland today. So like, I think we ended up going to. It was called MGM Studios at the time. I think we went there twice, and this was like during the heyday, like Who Framed Roger Rabbit and
Yeah.
Dick Tracy with that Warren Beatty Dick
Back
Tracy
to the
movie.
Future, stuff like that.
Yeah,
That's
not,
Universal.
that would have been
Oh, yeah,
and that would have
yeah,
been that would have been before this anyway. This was I guess early to mid '90s. So
They didn't have any of the Who Framed Roger Rabbit stuff. None of that's there anymore. But I was hoping there'd
That's
be
what
like
I'm-
some
yeah.
merchandise for it, like a shirt or
Yeah.
something.
It was one little
Nothing.
billboard.
Nothing.
I love
So,
Who Framed Roger Rabbit. It's a
I
good
love
movie.
that
It's a
too.
good
I like
movie.
Dick Tracy. That's a good movie.
It is a good
Yeah.
movie. Yeah.
It is.
But we went to Magic Kingdom the next day.
This will be Friday.
Yes.
Okay.
And we went
Yeah.
to the first place we went over there is that Tomorrowland,
Okay.
which they made a movie about that.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
good about taking things from the park
Well,
and be like, let's make a movie
You know,
about
it makes sense. It
Tom
did good on.
Hanks' voice.
when
Or
it
they're
went-
about to put Tom Hanks' voice on it.
You know,
No,
they struck
that's
gold
that,
with.
Oh, that's the-
Carousel of
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
They struck gold with Pirates of the Caribbean, so you may as well try Jungle Ride next.
That was a
and,
fun ride.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a fun
Yeah.
ride.
But I rode Space Mountain at Tomorrowland, which is a roller coaster.
Yeah, that go for you.
I hated it.
You're
I
not a
saw
roller coaster
picture
fan,
of
though,
that.
right?
No, I hate it.
I saw the picture of the inside with the lights on.
I watched
the
that
other
too. There was
day.
a video of it.
Just
Yeah,
dead
they got
bodies
stuck
everywhere.
on it.
No, this one, I don't know how the people did it, but they ran the roller coaster with the lights on, and they ran it.
Probably testing it.
It's like one of those pitch black.
Yeah, everything's in the dark.
It's
so
in
you
the
just, you
dark.
don't know
That
where
used
you're
to be
leaving.
the way that
It
rock and roller
slings
coaster
you.
was
Yeah.
in MGM.
And you're in like
Oh yeah, the rock and roller coaster stuff.
Is it still Aerosmith's Rock and Roller Coaster? Yeah, they play Sweet Emotion when you're in the room.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think Space Mountain's on. It's like 6 carts, and they're real small, and it's like one person per thing, and they're connected almost like a little train cart kind of like thing.
Yeah.
Man, it shakes you like.
Yeah,
And
those
you don't
old
know
ones
which
are
way
not
to
smooth,
brace
right.
because you're
Because
like,
you can't
I
see.
can't brace this
Yeah.
way. You try to brace it and it slings you this way.
There's
And you're
no
like, my
like
ribs, my ribs.
there's no big drops or anything in it, which but it just throws you
Sling you.
around, and
I
it,
like it.
Any of those older rides, or even like at Six Flags, where they're like the old wooden roller coasters, like they beat the crap out
They
of
do.
it.
and the fact that it was in the dark, like you would run under these things where you felt
Yeah,
like
so
you could
you're
see
like, it's
the
gonna decapitate me.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what they want you to think. That's
you're
part
like,
of the
oh my
thrill.
lord, like you would think, I don't want to put my hands up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lose a hand.
Yeah.
You're nowhere near hitting any of
No,
that.
you'd be well clear of it.
But yeah, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I was
same
like,
thing. Like I used to love roller. I still like the idea of roller coasters, but I don't think my old man brain can take it anymore. Like
I
it
love
just
'em.
yeah.
get
I
CTE
love
from
'em.
riding a roller
It
coaster.
almost is like that's kind of what it feels like. It feels like you've taken a shot to the head or something.
Yeah,
like you're
'cause
just
it's-
kind of.
well, I mean, it can be good for your brain getting
Nah, I
all
wouldn't
rattled
think so
around
either.
like
I would-
that.
Yeah, I can
That's why
shake
it's
my
good to
head
see,
right
so you
here.
can
I'm on the
go with
borderline
it.
of having a headache right now, so if I move my head too much or whatever, it kind of hurts right now. So.
But that little Tomorrowland's pretty cool. There's a bunch of neat little things
Yeah.
inside of it. That's where like they had like a Buzz Lightyear ride where you 2 people per little cart,
You got
and you
zappers.
got zapper
Yeah,
guns.
yeah.
Shooting
And
zers.
stuff.
Oh, yeah.
There's stuff for you to shoot at. You obviously shoot at the stuff with a target on it,
Mhm.
and you get points for shooting certain stuff, and you can see your little laser when you hit.
Yeah.
That's a pretty fun little game. And then you can spin, and you're a controller of
Yeah,
your
you
cart,
turn it yourself.
so you turn
Oh,
it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of Disney World is kind of from the outside looking. Anyways, it's kind of like you're there for the experience, not the thrill. You know,
Yeah.
they do probably have some rides that are like, oh, that was kind of intense or whatever. But it's more for like we want to put you to some portion of the world that we're trying to create here. You know,
That's definitely
you're
what
taking
it's
part of the
more
movie
like,
that you're
yeah.
going to. Yeah, which
There's-
is fine.
There's
And I whooped
not.
everybody's tail at that game.
Did you?
Yeah.
Is
Oh,
that how it
yeah,
went?
I
Yeah.
murdered.
Yeah, and
Justin
one of you
even
had 2
had-
guns.
Justin did.
Hancock
had
had 2 guns.
But that
I
it
murdered.
kind of sucked because he's having to turn it himself
Oh yeah.
and
That's why you
hold
just
2
do
guns.
one gun. That's why you just do one
Well,
gun.
you can't aim at 2
Focus
things
on
at one
one.
time
Yeah.
anyways. 2 guns don't help nobody.
It probably did.
Yeah, that's
really.
why the
Plus, you
cops don't
can't
carry 2.
tell.
Well, if I was a cop, why wouldn't I have 2
Yeah.
pistols if it's going to do me
Well,
any more
there's so
good?
many red dots hitting there.
Yeah.
You don't know which one's yours
Right.
anyway, so you can't you might think you're hitting in the hole, and you're like way over here
Yeah.
hitting.
And I don't
you
know how
know.
good the aim was on those guns.
That's
Dang.
pretty good though, because I would aim over here just to get where I was, and I'd be like, "Damn!" And that's why I
So-
whooped all y'all.
It was a fun ride though.
It
Yeah.
was. It was. It
Yeah.
was cool.
Probably
I got
more
some
fun
little
if you
videos
won,
of
I
that we
guess.
can put on there.
Okay.
Of Buzz.
Yeah.
They
There's
did a good
lo-
job of projecting.
Oh yeah, that was the
faces
one
on
where they
people.
would like project the face on like
Yeah.
a dummy head or whatever, but it looked like
Yeah, it looked like him talking.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
Buzz
because you know
talking.
you're seeing the movements
Yeah.
of its face
Yeah.
and all its facial
Well,
expressions.
so they did that in toys a long time ago. I got a RoboCop figure that's got a mouth that's digital. Can't even tell the difference from the movie. Perfect.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
pretty cool.
You know, they did actually do that on those Tron action figures. The 12-inch scale ones or 10-inch scale or whatever. They had a like a project. It wasn't nearly as good as what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But it did have the actor's face projected on there, and they would move their mouth and make it look like they were talking. It was
That's
pretty
kinda
neat.
cool.
Yeah, from that Tron Legacy
Yeah.
movie. I think you've had one or two of them
I think
somewhere.
we got
That's
two
a
of them
big
over
one.
there
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
They're building a Tron ride right now at
I love
Magic
it.
Kingdom.
Man,
Yeah,
they
it
need
looked
to.
cool.
They should have struck on that when that movie was out, which I don't know if that movie was a huge hit or anyways.
It wasn't.
but-
I think they're
but
redoing
man,
it.
it's really good. I like it, and the world they created, like that is perfect theme park material.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I watched the one, and I assume it'll be the same ride. They might tweak a few things. They have it in Shanghai.
Mm.
It's basically just a ride that's going to make you go. It looks like they're going really fast.
Light cycles, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Long light
Yeah,
cycles.
you're
you're-
on, like bikes.
it looked
strap
like-
in,
Yeah.
like
I think-
Pandora.
If I remember right, there was like 3 in a row, and you're all each on your individual bike, and you're sitting you're sitting on it like they are in the.
Like they do it, you're laying down on it basically. Yeah.
And it.
God, that was the coolest thing from that movie was the design of the light bikes,
Yeah.
and those. I mean, they look. The original one's kind of weird looking. I mean, I'm sure there's people that like it,
working
whatever.
with what they had.
Exactly, but
Yeah.
man, those new ones look really cool. That's one regret that I had. Like Hot Toys did like a 1/6 scale of Sam Flynn or whatever, and his big giant bike or whatever. Man, it looks so cool. I just,
That is cool.
it would have been cool.
That ride will probably, if you like roller coasters,
will,
it had a. I liked watching the video
Yeah.
because you ran through that one part where all the lights like you have in Tron are.
Yeah.
The
But that-
inside part.
But
is
that
Yeah,
inside
the
and
inside,
outside.
the inside part's
that
like
particular idea though would be perfect for one of those things like you're talking about for that Pandora deal or whatever. Like
It
actually
would be,
putting
yeah.
and I don't know that it might not would be more suited to it because they're kind of dueling on those bikes. Like you're trying not to cross the path of the other one. You ain't really going to be able to do that on a roller coaster.
No,
other
you're
than
just going to be able to get the speed.
right. I
Yeah.
think you might be better off.
Because that's what it looked like its intent was a speed ride. Because
Yeah.
it didn't have any, like, as far as I remember, it didn't have any loops, but it has a lot of heavy
And
embankments.
so that's kind of where the bikes don't ever do loops or whatever. But there's a lot of times where they'll like flip a portion and they'll be like directly upside down or something.
There was a lot of spots where that's
Yeah.
how the track, it like
right.
completely
That makes
turns
sense.
like that.
That
where
makes sense.
You would basically be like this
Sideways.
Right here.
Yeah.
You'd be sideways
That
on
makes
it.
sense.
I mean, it looked
That'd be
like a
neat.
fun ride. If you
Yeah.
like
It
rides,
did.
I hope they don't blow Tron. I hope the old original movie. I don't have any nostalgia for it because I wasn't alive when it came out. Well, maybe I was. I don't care. I went back and watched it since. I don't
You were old
particularly
enough
care.
to watch it when it came out.
Right,
so,
yeah. I don't particularly like the first one that much.
Yeah.
But I like the world that they created in that second one. I thought it was really
I need
good.
to go rewatch that second. 'Cause I
I
don't
like
remember
it.
much
It's
about
super
it.
good.
I'm sitting here
Yeah.
talking about it, and I'm not really wanting to
I
watch
know,
it.
so-
It's really good. and even the part of that's not in Tron or whatever, like his dad's Flynn or whatever, and so he had an arcade, Flynn's arcade or whatever. Even when Sam shows up at his dad's old arcade and he flips it on, and the music that's playing, it's like, golly, it's just super cool. I like that
Yeah.
movie. I hope they don't blow it. I hope they can bring it back and save it.
Well, Magic Kingdom's, I guess it has more stuff to do. It seemed like than all the, like more rides, more.
That's the ones you
Yeah.
see in the commercial. It's always
More-
Magic Kingdom.
I mean, there's
The
a
castle
lot.
and all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, there's
Did
a
y'all
lot.
get to see fireworks at the castle?
So
Yeah.
we
Oh, no.
did we got there early. We got early parks every day, and by 7:30, we had done everything that there was to do.
But then they close at 8, right?
Fireworks 9.
9. Okay.
Well, no, actually, I think it's 10.
Oh.
So fireworks aren't until 9:15.
Yeah.
And where the castle is, they got grass spots, but obviously all the locals came and got all the grass spots and all the areas, so there's literally nowhere for you to sit, and we weren't going to stand there for 2 hours.
But
The fireworks show ain't that great to me.
Yeah.
But you drove to Orlando.
I know.
And you're here.
But I
and
can watch it online too, though.
Hey, we were
But
thinking we'll go
you
get
could have
something
watched
to eat
a
and
bunch
get
of
some
that
drinks.
stuff.
Yeah, so we went and ate and got drinks.
That was to me better than sitting and watching some fireworks.
Or was that the night that we ordered the
That
Mr.
might have been
Sushi?
not what
Yeah, it's
it was.
weird. So,
I think that's
so,
when we got the Mr. Sushi.
Yeah. So was that
Those bowls.
y'all went the weekend of 4th of July, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's weird. So
It was that Saturday.
so the Friday night We ended up not going to Atlanta.
Uh-huh.
So, but anyhow, so Friday night we went to the local dirt track in Moulton over here, and they had a fireworks show on the midfield of the. It was the closest I've ever been to a freaking big fireworks.
Ooh,
like we were probably too close to it.
Yeah.
Like it was like.
Was it a good show?
Yeah, they went
know
on for like 15 or 20 minutes.
The Grimes
That's who
fireworks.
did it.
Oh, okay.
No, that's who did it. Yeah, they came
normally
and
do a
set.
big show.
They came and set up at the racetrack and did one. It was pretty impressive.
Nice.
I mean, some of that
For
stuff.
Moulton.
Some of that stuff was blowing up like lower than I would have thought it would. Like
Yeesh.
we were close.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty. The car flipped, man. I've been there a bunch of times, and I've seen them go over the back wall and stuff like that before. Which now they built the wall up a little higher, so that doesn't
Thank
happen as
goodness.
often. But down in let's be turn 1 or whatever. Somebody got down in the ditch or whatever, and the joke. And these are the big boys. These are like the late model modifieds or whatever. He dug in and flipped end over end. Like I never seen it at Moulton that way. It was the worst wreck I've ever seen. And I mean, nobody got hurt or nothing, you know, because they're not going super fast.
Yeah.
But it was impressive.
Had to run the pace car out.
Yeah. We were filthy when you go to that place. They throw up so much dirt because they put off some air when they're coming by, and it's just dust like the whole time. I got home and just took like toilet paper and just ran it in my just like red mud. Like you're
I've never been-
filthy.
You need some safety glasses.
Yeah, you really do. Oh, no kidding, because
Yeah.
you getting that crap in your
Yeah.
eyes. Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had the earplugs for our daughter, but didn't do
So it
safety
wasn't too
glasses.
loud?
Yeah. It was. I hadn't been in years. It was pretty neat.
Oh, cool.
I hadn't
Yeah.
been since like I graduated.
No, we were to go
Never
sometime.
been.
It was pretty cool. Cause you can hit the dirt track on Friday night, and then just head over to the drag strip on Saturday night. Now I went to the drag strip a bunch.
They started in
you know,
tractor
but-
pools and all
I
that.
don't know. Well, I didn't see
And
that.
those
Not
where
that,
you
yeah.
could drive. Remember where you could drive your own vehicles? Like you
Oh,
could
no,
load
that's
people
where-
on the back of the trucks. You drive through the mud and it splashes all the mud
no,
on
I never
everybody.
did that.
Oh man!
At the drag strip or the
Yeah.
really?
No, the Moulton Raceway.
Well,
What was
yeah,
Moulton
that's.
Raceway?
I guess that's the dirt track, but the drag
Where
strip's
is
right
the
next
Moulton
door.
Raceway at?
If you're heading towards Moulton on 157, it's
like
just about
turn
halfway
off and-
between Caddo and Moulton.
Is
or
it off
whatever.
157?
It's right off. I mean, there's a road you take about a mile down there, and it's just right off of
Do
157.
they charge you admission? to go?
Yeah, it was $15 a head that night to get into the dirt track. Yeah.
Oh,
I
probably
don't
because they got to pay for them fireworks.
Well, I thought so, but Tessa said that that's just the rate that it is. Like kids, something and under is
Are
free,
free.
but then like adults are $15
what
a
if
head.
I'm mentally? You know, so.
How long do the race
I have to
last?
ask.
Yeah, but-
A lot longer than we stayed. I mean, because man, they do hot laps for a good long while, and then they do qualifying for a good long while, and there's like 3 or 4, or maybe 5 or 6 different classes of cars. Everybody gets their hot laps. Everybody gets their qualifying. So after dark they shut all the lights off and did the fireworks show. We probably honestly did. I never saw any final rounds of anything. We probably saw the first round of eliminations or whatever for each of the classes, maybe 1 or 2 rounds deep. And as many cars as was there and as many races they had to do, they would have probably been there till past midnight, 1 o'clock.
Dang,
Wait.
Yeah.
No,
does
thank
not sound
you.
fun.
Oh yeah. I would have never stayed for the whole thing. I saw all I needed to see. for
Yeah.
sure.
I saw a wreck.
Is it
Yeah.
BYOB?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, I bet you.
Now that would make it funner.
No, I don't think he brought you on. I don't think they even had any. I'm pretty sure that it was
I
alcohol
mean, 'cause
free.
it's family friendly.
Yeah. Oh, that's definitely definitely where they pitch it.
So they pitch
Which it was, and that's the thing. Like the drag strip, man. I went over to the drag strip. Well, now I don't know who owns the drag strip now, but when I went in high school, it was some shady goings on at the drag strip. So that was not family
I
friendly
could see
for sure.
a drag strip being more geared.
Absolutely, because
I
it
mean,
was a
if
bunch
I
of
can bring
gambling
my
and
car and
stuff.
you can bring your
Yes.
car,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
we can
Yeah.
bet.
There was drugs, there was drinking, probably women, just whatever you wanted, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Way.
Sounds awesome.
Keyword
Yeah.
of this week is Orlando.
Oh, write it down.
Ooh.
folks.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Right on in
What's
there.
that
Yeah,
good for?
so,
What's that good for?
10% off in the store of your purchase cannot be combined with punch card or any other discount. But the keyword is Orlando. So make sure to use it before the next podcast comes out because it will be null and void.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
Orlando.
now, depending on how long
don't
it takes
share
me
it.
to get this up, and then we do the next one, you might get 2 or 3 weeks out of it. We never
You
know.
can only use it one
You can
time
only
per
use it,
customer.
and we remember your face.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
All 3 of you.
Yeah. Oh, that's a little disheartening.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little inside baseball for y'all.
Yeah.
Sorry. Way to bring it down there, Renee.
Yeah.
All right, what about Saturday?
So Saturday
was that everything we needed
So-
for Magical Kingdom?
Well, the Mickey's train wreck.
That's in Hollywood.
Mickey had a train wreck.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Well, there's a ride that it's
Called the train wreck.
It's
You
called
have to look it
Minnie
up.
and Mickey's Runaway Railroad.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that sounds a little
But
more
you know,
than the death
separating
and
stuff
destruction
into
of a
stuff,
train
you know,
wreck.
yeah.
Okay.
Definitely
well,
not
the
a train
train
wreck.
goes
Yeah.
crazy
Probably not
though
nothing
and
anymore.
runs, and they have to like
She
catch up to it
would
because
know.
Pluto
You're
went
in there
crazy.
fine.
Okay, I
Yeah,
mean,
we're good.
I'm there.
Yeah.
There's a lot more rides at Magic Kingdom.
Did
And
you hit
it's-
them all, Renee?
Renee rode
I
Renee
rode
and Justin
everything.
rode every major ride.
I rode
you could
everything.
ride.
We didn't ride the Peter Pan thing.
Did y'all
I
have
tell you,
the
the
Just 'cause-
stupidest ride on the face of this earth.
Oh yeah, it's a
Here we
small
go.
world.
It's a small world. Why?
It's
does
just
We
anybody
basically did it because
like
it was
it?
raining.
I think it's one of those things that it's a classic staple.
It's stupid.
It's the
Yeah,
same
that's why I
thing as
said, I
like
was
the
like, well,
teacups
it's
or
one of
whatever.
those
Like
things
it's one of
that-
those things that you hear about.
Yes.
You know.
It's cramped.
Yeah.
I felt
Well,
bad for
it's
Because
Justin.
they have it-
okay. The
they have
name
it
is it's a small
worldwide.
world, so it's
Yeah.
not surprising that it's
Yeah,
cramped.
but grown people ride the ride.
well,
You're
that's
in
your
this little
decision.
water.
Disney World's for kids.
You've rode it, hadn't you?
No.
Oh, well, you're in this like little boat thing that pulls you, on a track in the water.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's no room. Like, I mean, Justin's a tall dude.
Mhm.
I mean, he is all cramped up, and I mean, I was cramped up, and I'm not that tall.
Mm-hmm.
Justin's probably like 6'2", 6'3", and he's all like jammed in here like this. It
I was
just,
fine.
I don't know what you're talking about.
it was uncomfortable.
I did when me and him would ride some rides together though, because Philip wouldn't ride. That when the lap bar would go down, he'd put it down. I'd be like, "This isn't touching my
Yeah,
lap."
I'm not safe. Not safe. I need a cushion or something. I know what you're talking
He'd pull
about.
it down, and I'd
Yeah.
be like, "This isn't touching
Yeah.
my lap. I hope this is okay."
Yeah, just clamp down tighter. Yes, you better suck it in, Jason. Justin, I'm about to pull this thing down. Yeah.
So he had to like cross his legs,
Yeah,
like turn
that's
him
what you need to
sideways and push
do.
it, and I'd be like, "Click."
Yeah, that's better than falling out.
He said when he did Splash Mountain that he was in there so horribly.
He was. That's when he
awkwardly-
had to do his legs. He had to like
Yeah.
try to like.
And
turn
that's
him
a long
sideways.
ride.
Because I was
Yeah.
like, he's not doing it.
Yeah,
People
I
came
know.
out there like, wait.
He was like, I'll never get on that ride ever again.
It's
Yeah.
fun though.
Yeah. Well, if he had somebody of a common height, I imagine it probably wouldn't have been so bad, right?
Well, no,
Well,
his
they don't
feet,
leave a
like,
lot of leg
there's,
room.
Yeah, I mean, he got long legs.
Yeah, they don't
There's
leave lots
just
of leg room.
No space for your
Yeah.
legs in those
You know,
things.
let's derail here for a minute about a friend of the podcast, Justin Hancock.
Yeah, yeah.
Justin, I asked you about some Spawn comic books about 3 months ago, I want to say, and I've talked to you about it twice, and I always get
He don't have 'em.
I always get. Did he say? Did he look?
Well, I know when he came
he
over,
told me he had tons of Spawn books.
he probably does got tons of Spawn
Yeah.
books,
Okay.
but he don't have any of those. You're wanting the
Yeah.
homage covers.
Yeah.
I know when he came
Homage?
over, whatever. When he came over to the house,
Homage,
Homage?
homage. I said
Homage?
homage.
homage.
That's a great dipping sauce.
Homage?
Anyways, when he came over to the house Sunday night, I was watching Spawn the animated series,
Uh-huh.
and somehow we got on that topic.
Yeah.
and
And
he
that
said
show
that-
is not for kids.
Yeah,
No.
that is a good show.
You talking about the old HBO
Oh,
animated?
Yeah.
Super
Where
good
Todd
show.
McFarlane comes in there and he's like,
yeah.
oh,
It's a
if you had a choice between
yeah,
this and
Todd
that.
McFarlane comes off kind of goofy.
Tales of
love
the
it.
Crypt
Yeah.
Keeper.
It is. That's like, it's a super good show, especially the first season is awesome.
Yeah.
That's on my phone right now.
It's
I
so
guarantee
graphic,
you.
like,
it is.
You're
It's
watching,
so
you're
much-
like, boobies, okay?
Exactly. The comic book is nowhere near. It is. I don't know what the deal was that's how he sold it or whatever. But the comic book has no nudity.
Mm-mm.
If they cuss, it's like bleeping it out, and they definitely don't say like F words and stuff.
Yeah.
That cartoon is a hard R, super gory, showing people blowing up like
Yeah.
body pieces here and there,
Yeah.
and nudity, like you
Oh,
said.
Graphic sexual content.
Exactly. Yeah. It's almost like they took a few of the characters here, and it's a little bit of the story.
Yeah.
But we're gonna
it's
do
a
our own
show.
thing with
Yeah.
it. But that being said, it's super good.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's
It's
probably
really
because
good.
doing the
If you
comic,
got
he knew
HBO Max, you
Yeah,
should
it's on
definitely
there.
check it out.
I watched
If you
like
don't
6
have
or 7
children, or if
episodes.
their children are asleep.
So it's on HBO. I didn't know. I've had it on DVD for 15 years. I didn't know.
It's on HBO Max.
Okay.
He
cool.
probably went gorier and more hardcore with it because
He could as HBO.
he's probably trying to sell that. In order to make money with a comic,
Yeah.
you really
gotta
need
come
to
out
be
with a
able
good
to sell
show.
it to children almost also. Although that's not
Yeah.
a comic for children, but if
And
you
that
don't
used to be the way it is. It now.
now it's not.
Right,
now
yeah,
you
yeah.
can get away with
Right,
it.
but
But
we're
back
talking
then,
92, right?
and you're a fresh company, you need
Yeah.
as many people who can pick it up and buy it as possible, or you're just not
But
going to make
I
it.
wonder. I know I haven't read any current Spawn. I wonder if he's more edgy now
don't
than he
know.
was. I don't know, but I do know that he's all about like if we get another Spawn movie, which more than likely you will at some point. He's talking about
Sam
like
and Twitch.
yeah. So
It's gonna
he's
be a
talking.
show.
He's talking about
Yeah.
like it's going to be a hard R. He's
Yeah.
like, that's why he talks like that's why studios shied away from putting any money into a R-rated comic book movie. But his big thing is like, look at Joker though; it broke $1 billion now. So now he's like, I've got people calling me now that used to wouldn't give me the time of the day. Just talking about wanting to make an R-rated Spawn movie.
Well, they need to get on it and
I
get
know,
it
that's
out.
what strike while the iron's hot,
I like
man.
the
Yeah,
old
that's what-
Spawn or the
I
do
original
too.
Spawn.
I do
like it
too. Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
do
the
too.
show is
But
golly.
but it's better than the movie too.
Oh,
that
yeah,
animated
yeah.
show.
Yeah.
If you hadn't watched it's I think it's 3
crazy.
seasons, but like each
It's-
season's
yes.
only six
There's not
episodes.
many.
Yeah.
You could watch the whole thing in a few hours.
Oh, yeah.
Start to finish. It's really good.
I'm almost done with
very
season
good.
1, I think. But anyways, Justin I was watching that when he came over,
Yeah.
and then somehow we got on that. He
Yeah.
said that you had asked him about him, but he
Yeah.
didn't. He did, as far as he knows, he doesn't believe he has anything in that mid 200 range.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is what those fall into.
Yeah. I'm just picking at
So
it.
if you have
Yeah.
any in that, David is looking for them.
Yeah, matter of fact, we talked about it on here, and we put a picture up of each issue. Remember
Yeah,
that was I don't
yeah.
remember how long ago that was, but I put a still shot of
Like
every
2 or
one of those
3.
comics. It's like 12 of them.
Yeah.
we went
Well, I
through
mean,
every
like
one.
episode like
Oh
2
yeah,
or 3
it was
or
a long
something.
time
Yeah.
ago. Yeah,
It had to be like
That
that
was
had to
like
be episode
6 years
1
ago.
It could have been,
because you
yeah.
talked about them at the con because Jeremy had them.
Yeah, it was around then. Yeah, it would
Yeah.
have been. That's right.
That's a hot minute
It's
of
been a
back.
while ago.
Yeah.
It was like
Anyways.
episode 2 or 3.
Yeah, it had to be.
Yeah.
Anyways,
just picking
uh,
at you, Justin.
yeah.
We're cool.
We got done got off again.
Yeah.
That's basically it at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
It's more like when you think Disney,
Yeah.
you know, like Snow White, and
It's what they put in the commercial.
that kind of stuff. That's
That's what they're selling to kids.
that's that
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
I liked it. It
Which
was
that's, I guess you could say
And
that's
of
the
course it rained again.
that's the foundation that Disney World's built on. You know, the rest of it wouldn't exist without that.
we actually didn't get to finish everything at Magic or
Can you go in the castle? Is that something you go
No.
in? What is it? Is it anything, or is it just a building that doesn't actually have anything? Is
I would just have to Google it.
I don't know.
So, like at nighttime now, when they do the nighttime fireworks, well, they used to have the character parades and stuff like that
Yeah,
too. And they
yeah.
since COVID, they haven't been doing any of that. But like at nighttime, when they were doing the Disney farewell or whatever for the night and closing down, they project all these scenes on the castle amongst doing all the fireworks and everything. So they do like a little show on the castle and stuff like that. But I don't know. Really.
I wonder if it's just one of those Hollywood things where you see like it's just like a flat board that there's nothing
Yeah.
behind it. It's like
Well, it's all the way around, but
maybe the cast
go
like
in it.
go in there
could
and
be like
get
break
ready,
rooms,
Like
and
dressing rooms.
hang
Could be-
out.
that's where security
That's what
is.
we need to know, though.
Yeah, that's where
we need to
security
know.
is. That's where jail.
Yeah,
Disney
that's where
jail.
that's where they keep the Song of the South
They have
casting.
They still got the Splash Mountain still up though. All the people in
They're
there.
getting
Is that what it is, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was based
Yeah,
on
still
that.
Yeah, it's
okay.
based on Song of the South.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you got Brer Rabbit,
Brer Rabbit. yeah.
Brer Bear,
What's
and
wrong
Brer
with Song of
Fox.
the South? What do they
There's
deem
some scene in
racist
there
it?
where they, I don't even know what it means or
We just
whatever,
have
but
to go watch
he
it.
whips up something called a tar baby or whatever, and I don't know if it's supposed to be insinuating that that's a black child or I don't know.
Basically,
I honestly don't know.
it's going to get to the point where
I haven't
anything
watched
that
it in so
anybody
long, I
white
have no
made or
idea.
done is going to be deemed
Oh,
racist.
absolutely. Yeah.
That's where we're heading.
Yeah.
But that's not a subject that we discuss on this
No,
show.
we're not gonna
So-
discuss
Probably
on the
cut
show.
that out, I guess.
Yeah, it'll be all right.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
already thinking it.
Yeah. Ain't nobody listening anyway.
I know, right?
Magic Kingdom was fun.
Comment and tell us what you think.
yeah. yeah.
If you've watched it,
We
'cause
blew up when
I
we
don't
got
remember
reported
it.
on CNN or
I
whatever.
know, right?
Hey, I'll take that.
Cancel culture
I'll
is
take.
gonna get us
Hey,
now.
any
I'll tell you
publicity
the
is
truth.
good publicity,
Yeah,
is what
man.
I've
I'll
been
stand
told.
behind that statement.
Yeah.
Maybe
I'll stand
until
behind
people
that.
are riding with pitchforks
We actually
in front of your
didn't.
building.
We didn't finish all of Animal Kingdom though. We got rained out. The dinosaur land we didn't get to go
Oh, there's
to.
a dinosaur land?
Yeah,
They
I
got
didn't get to make
Jurassic
it
Park in
back.
there?
I wish.
Oh, man.
It's
I
like
know.
generic.
I'd rather went to that than the stupid Robinson Crusoe
Oh, it's
Mm.
true.
tree
gosh,
house. It was
dude.
just walking and walking and walking up and walking up and walking up. And walking.
Cool,
Yeah.
but it's like not worth the walk up.
No,
Yeah.
I was like, is there a ladder to get down?
Yeah, is there
Where
a
I can just be
fireman's
like,
pole?
I concede. I'm tired of walking. We walked 42 miles
Actually,
in 4 days.
Dang.
probably over
Oh,
that.
did it track it all?
Oh yeah, well,
Yeah,
I tracked
cool.
it all.
Okay,
42
yeah.
miles.
Yeah.
All right, so we're up to Saturday.
Now we're at Hollywood Studios.
Which used to be MGM Studios, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep. It's
Did-
the most rundown of the parks.
Yeah. Did they still do a lot tour where it goes and shows you crap that
Nope.
has been in movies? They don't. So when I went and it was
It's
MGM
gone
Studios,
now.
you'd put you in a trolley or whatever and drive you around, and you'd see on the back lot of like actual crap that used to be in
Yeah.
movies. So when I went the last time, well, it's at some point, you remember is it Flight of the Navigator? Is that right? Where
Never heard of
that
it.
kid gets in this ship that looks kind of like a chrome Nerf football kind of, and it flies around. I think that's what it was. That was there. And the only other thing that I remember absolutely was, you remember in Armageddon when they land on that asteroid, they've got those drill tanks that they're driving around. Well, a couple of those were on the back lot, and you got to, hey, those were actually in Armageddon or whatever. That's what it used to be. It used to, MGM Studios was kind of like all of the live action movie stuff like that Disney had their hands in or whatever. That's where anything you're going to see is themed around that at that time.
When I went to Disneyland, and we did that, they had like old western towns still set up that you could go through, and they had the house from the Bates Motel.
Yeah.
So they had the actual house
cool.
like on the thing.
Yeah.
And then the person that was giving us the tour had said that a couple weeks prior that Jim Carrey was actually in town and had put on, which he had talked to the people and had approved and everything, but he put on a lady wig, like a moo-moo, and was up in the house. And so when like one like cars would come through, he'd like come running out with like a rubber knife like a crazy person at him out of the house.
Jim Carrey used to be cool.
Yeah.
He did.
He is not anymore.
No more.
Yeah.
He's been
So-
in Hollywood too long.
Holy crap.
But they had like a whole like western town set up there too, where you could like
You're
walk
talking about
through.
Disneyland in
Yeah,
California?
Disneyland. Yeah,
I've
this
never
is
been to California.
when I was,
Basically,
like,
Hollywood Studios
long
now
time
is
ago.
Toy Story, Star Wars.
Mhm.
That's it.
Okay.
No, there was something else too.
I think there was.
I can't pull it up on my phone though.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell.
127.
Well, obviously Aerosmith.
So is the entire Star Wars land in Hollywood?
Yeah,
Studio?
Galaxy's Edge.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
I
it's
guess
pretty
for a lot
cool.
of people listening to this, that's probably going to be the most important thing to hear about, right?
Yeah.
You
Well,
would
I
think.
would have liked to go to was it Universal and go to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter.
Universal. I've been watching.
Everybody I talk to is like, if you're going to Orlando, go to Universal.
I've been looking at the like
I would
stuff
love to
from like Universal to Disney, like because pops up on my YouTube now.
Yeah. You're infiltrated.
Yeah, and
You're on the grid.
a lot of it
Wow.
looks. The properties that they have
I think it's for more grown up.
are properties that I
Yeah.
actually like
It's
better.
more
I mean, Jurassic
themed stuff,
Park.
too. Like it'd have been stuff you like with the screens and all that.
Yeah, they got a
Yeah,
lot of.
like the baby rides with
Yeah.
the screens where they
They
spin
got a lot
your
of
face
stuff
and blow
like
it,
that. I
blow
like
wind
that.
up your
Yeah,
skirt. Yeah.
You would like it too if you got on.
I'm sure I would have. Probably would have.
Especially with your old neck. You were just talking about that earlier.
Oh,
You're
man.
1 second
I'm
away
broke
from a
down.
headache.
I'm broke down.
Well, you're
man.
not going to get one
I
on one of
almost
those
called.
VR.
Hey, look, I almost called you today and be like, hey, what are y'all doing tomorrow night?
Oh,
I was
Lord.
really
I thought that
close.
earlier
I
today
was
too.
really
I was
close.
like, feels like David not coming in. I was like, well, I wouldn't really bother.
Yeah, we wouldn't
too
have minded
much
you
if
to
he
put it off. Well, I didn't want
to.
to. I don't want to wait till the last minute and like y'all might have plans Friday night or something. So,
I never have plans, but
well, you never can tell.
no. Something else is in Hollywood Studios, and I can't think of what it is.
Dick Tracy. Dick Tracy was in MGM Studios when I went.
He ain't there no more.
And Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
I
can't
wish
pull
there
up
had been
on my
something Who Framed
phone.
Roger
Pull
Rabbit.
it up on your phone.
It was cool, like when you walk in like the gift stores, where it was like, Disney's more apt to than like Six Flags is and stuff now, to where like you're saying Hollywood Studios was the one that had been let go the most, but used to it would be like whatever the current stuff was, they would have like all the gift shops would be decorated up like that.
That's
And
how most of these are, but it was the same old generic
That's-
junk in
yeah.
But
every.
it's
and there
every
wasn't
one
even a
of them
Disney
was
store.
Toy
Yeah.
Story,
Oh,
Disney princess like stuff.
yeah.
A few like little crappy Marvel things and some crappy Star Wars stuff. That was
Yeah.
everything you went to every
Winter
part. That's what it
Soldiers.
was.
But I remember going into a store and it was themed up kind of like you were in like one of the warehouses in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Like there was a pile of like fake bricks over here, and there was like a safe that had fell and was stuck in the floor and stuff, and like everything said
I
Acme
wonder
on it
what
and
they
stuff
do
like
with
that.
all that when they
I
get
don't
done with it. I would
know.
love to have something from
It'd
the
be
Roger
cool, wouldn't
Rabbit.
it?
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, me and Renee had talked about this before, but golly, why ain't somebody made a prop replica of the gun with the bullets that has like the Indian bullet and the old cowboy
Yes.
bullet and all that stuff? I'd buy that. I'd buy that.
I'd buy that for
I'd
$1.
buy that for $1.
All right, I gotta pee.
$1.
I've been holding it off.
All right.
And we're back.
And we're back. Pee
Wow,
break.
we gotta-
Success.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to start training your bladder.
Yeah.
You got to be able to go longer than that.
I mean, if you drink water,
Why would I drink water when Diet Mountain Dew exists?
There's water in it.
Yeah, exactly. I
If
drink
you
a lot
drink-
of water.
There's
if
some
you
water
drink
in it.
real
They're
water,
like 90% water at least.
Very first thing, carbonated water.
See?
So that's
not
the
even-
majority of the
you would-
product.
You would pee regularly too.
Okay. Well.
So we're on Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
Yeah, which You didn't do Tower of Terror, which you would have not
No,
liked
you wouldn't
it.
have
You'd
had
probably
that.
been one of those people that passed out.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd have passed
'Cause
out, but
You
I
would
don't
have.
know.
You might have pee-peed a little.
You might
Because
have
you
to
got a
pee.
weak bladder anyhow. So.
I wouldn't have pee-peed.
But I mean,
Maybe
because
a
it got
couple
me
drips.
too, which I love it. I already knew it was gonna happen because I
Yeah.
wrote so many times. But
Haunted Mansion, you
It's
said
so
that earlier.
fun.
That was at Magic Kingdom.
yeah, but you know, it's one of the
Yeah.
fun ones. I'm just gonna go through and just name
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was fun.
rides.
Yeah.
Haunted Mansion was fun.
It seems like it would be.
I didn't
It
ride
was. I like that
much
kind
of
of stuff.
anything yet.
It was
Hollywood
very short
Studios.
though, which I mean, everything's short because I got to get people through there.
Yeah. Did y'all have like the fast passes and stuff like that, or was y'all just waiting in general line?
So Fast Pass still hasn't came back
Mm.
since COVID, but we had a disability pass because we
Which one of
got
y'all's got low IQ?
we got to use
I mean, hi, you for getting a
Hancock's
disability
uncle's.
pass.
So Hancock had his uncle's magic band, and he's had like heart surgeries and stuff like that, and all kind of stuff. So we got to use the disability.
So you basically
pass.
go up to the ride you want to ride.
You scan it.
scan that bracelet.
But you
They-
still have to wait the
you still
amount
gotta
of
wait.
time
Oh,
that
yeah.
everybody else
But
waits.
it cues you a time.
Yes,
yeah,
so
you
you
don't
can
have to
go
wait
do
in
whatever
line,
else.
so
You
when
can go
it's-
stand in the 25-minute line while you're waiting on your hour-and-a-half ride line.
Okay.
When you're walking
But
past
you still
these
get the dirty
people,
looks.
yeah, they're all looking at you like, why are they getting
Yeah,
in
and
here?
you'll hear them be like,
Yeah.
I didn't think that was a fast pass anymore. Yeah, what's wrong with them?
And yeah, you just getting to keep going.
I
Like
wa- I
nobody
walked
that was
limp.
in these medical things didn't look like anybody had any medical
No.
problems.
Besides a couple people in the wheelchairs, and I was like, how you ever run so many
Yeah,
rides?
you shouldn't be in that anyway. What's
Okay.
going on here?
But obviously, the best part of Hollywood Studios is Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, the
The
Star Wars stuff,
area. I mean, it
Yeah.
was pretty cool.
It was cool.
Didn't get to build a lightsaber though, dang
You
No.
gotta book that.
There was 2 people that drug their feet,
it. Yeah.
and then we
Philip,
missed out on that
Justin.
reservation because they're about 2 months out. So
I'd been like, look,
if
I
you're
don't care
going
if we're
to
doing
Disney
anything else.
and
I'm building a
you're-
lightsaber, whatever it takes.
yeah, if you're going to Disney in 2 months from whenever this airs, you
Plan
better
it.
have already have your reservations, or
Yeah,
you
if
get
that's in the
luck.
cards, make sure you got your date set to where you've checked that
You
out.
better,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
you won't get to do
You
it.
better be 3 months out.
Yeah.
Dining reservations are just now starting to open back up at certain ones
The
too,
canteen
so.
the same way. You better go ahead and book that now, or you
Yeah.
won't get into there.
Yeah, you have to get out. We got
Super
lucky.
hard
We
to get
got
in the
in.
cantina.
It's only 45 minutes.
Yeah, you only
cut
get to
you
be in the
off.
cantina for 45 minutes, and then they're like, get out. Which they don't come and
Are
tell
they-
you to get
do
out.
they play the song
No.
on loop? Is it only that song?
No, it's so it's DJ Rex. They don't even play the.
What?
There's no cantina band. They don't
What?
have any of that. They have DJ Rex, and he's up there like
Ah.
playing music, like techno
I
club
would've-
music.
I wouldn't have been in there 45 minutes then. I'd be like, well, let's get out of here. This is a bust.
And
It was
then,
still cool.
So
Yeah.
like us, after you've been walking around all day, you're like, oh yeah, we're good to go in, have a seat, blah blah. No,
No?
Standing.
it's all standing. Unless you got
Oh.
like a party of 6 or more,
Uh-huh.
you don't get a booth.
Oh,
You were
geez.
standing with people you don't even know.
I'd rather
Did-
been
did
put at the
anybody try to
bar
sell you
because they
death
had
sticks?
they had
No,
seats
no
at the
death
No
stick
bar.
death
dealers.
sticks?
No
Dang,
death
man.
stick
What is going-
dealers.
Did somebody get their
They
hand cut off?
should have had a treat like that.
They
that you
should
could have
have.
bought.
That you should be drinking drinks that glow in the dark,
Yeah.
and they, I don't even know if that happened in Star Wars, but you think it would.
Yeah.
Some dude ought to come up to you selling you death sticks,
Yeah.
and somebody
Death sticks.
from time to time there ought to be in costume aliens coming up through the bar or whatever, and maybe a stage fight scene where some dude gets his hand cut off.
Yeah, there was none of that.
That's a bummer.
Or at least have a booth with like a Greedo and a Han sitting in it.
And some of them half-naked chicks was in there. Like you can see. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure there's some. Maybe I'm thinking about Jabba's
them
Palace or
things
whatever.
and hair
That
things.
Twilight that
The
dances
green
for
or the
for-
blue
yeah,
one.
yeah.
Or, yeah.
You can see right through her top in Return of the Jedi, and I was like, when I was a kid, I was like, is that some boobies?
Perv.
Well, boobies is boobies. You take it where you get it when you're a
can't
kid.
say that you're not that way.
Yeah,
or a
absolutely.
kid
Yeah, I
or
bet you wore the
anything. Come on
VHS.
now.
I was like, why does
Yeah.
it get all fuzzy right here at this part?
Why
I
did
ain't-
this rewind
Yeah,
button?
I don't know what's going on here, but the
Why's
paints
the-
wore off the rewind button. I
Is
don't know.
this rewind? I can't tell. I see a W.
They had some cool drinks at the cantina,
They
Yeah.
did.
and I don't
And they
think
had a good little snack plate thing too. Not
Yeah,
really
it
sure
was-
charcuterie board,
was
but
good. I don't
that's a
think
good
they're
way-
running you
we got
out
tore it up 'cause we
at
were so
45.
hungry. No, they
'Cause
just
there
kind of
was
cut you
this-
off with drinks.
There was this couple at the bar. They were in there. They were in
Before
there
you got there,
before
when
we
they're still
got there.
gone when you left.
And when our 45 was up, they were still in there.
How'd you know your 45 was up? Did they tell you, or
You didn't really. He was just like, oh, you had enough. We're like, yeah, 3 drinks each. About enough.
We're just
So,
kind of
yeah, we're
keeping an eye
good.
on the clock. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't know at the time. We didn't know. Like,
I wonder how they
Yeah.
know. Like
Plus,
you've been
it
here
was
for
raining
45 minutes.
outside
Get out.
too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it rained every time,
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah. But
I would tell you this: if
Cantina's
you're
super
going, make
cool.
sure to wear some like waterproof flip flops or something
Oh,
because
man,
it's gonna
yeah.
rain.
Hey, when I get out there, if my socks get wet through my shoes, we're having a bad day at that
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
I
Just
can't
get
stand
some Crocs.
it. Oh boy, let's go barefoot.
No, Philip did pick up a cool pair of Crocs.
I
They
guess
actually look nice. They look like
as
tennis
far
shoes.
as that goes.
Almost.
seen
They look like
them.
some tennis shoes.
They
Okay.
look nice. They don't have the big
You don't have 'em
circles.
all
Yeah, they don't
Yeah,
look
they
like
do.
your
Oh, you do?
stereotypical.
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
they don't. You don't. They're not your stereotypical Crocs.
That's not your typical
Yeah.
Croc.
Nah, that could pass off. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It's
just
like a
yeah.
new Croc they got.
Yeah.
Super comfortable.
They have a Croc shop.
Oh.
Was that Disney
Yeah,
Springs?
it was
Yeah,
at
Disney
somewhere.
I'm pretty
Wasn't
sure it's
it Disney Springs? We went to the mall because
Oh,
the
yeah.
Under
Now-
Armour store was too expensive at Disney Springs.
But
and
now
it-
you're right though. As far as being at a theme park where it's a good chance you might get splashed on or it might
Yeah,
rain.
You are going to
Shoes
get
like
rained
that
on.
will be good for
Yes.
it. You know, like they're
I
going.
bought some like Skechers
Yeah.
sandals that
Yeah.
they were very comfortable.
Yeah.
I just carried an extra pair of socks. Because sometimes
Yeah.
if you wear these too long, they
Rub
might
the back of
until
your
they
foot.
weren't broke in because I just bought them when we were down there. I didn't want to like rub my feet
Yeah.
raw, so I had a pair of socks just in case.
Yeah.
A couple times I wore socks with them.
Good call.
Yeah.
Socks and Crocs.
Mm.
But they
Yeah,
got the market at the Galaxy's Edge. You walk through like in the.
Was anybody selling droids? Or
You can build
They
a
have the droid
droid.
store,
They
so
have
you
like
can
a
go in there and build
droid
'em.
factory.
I'm trying to pull stuff from movies. It's not
Yeah.
getting to me.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Watto, yeah.
Watto.
Yeah.
But
Was there a little flying Watto there?
no.
Was there a Sebulba?
Let me tell you
Were there any
this.
pod racers?
Most of all this stuff is geared towards the new movie.
Yeah, they
You know
have.
that's
They
what-
don't want you to think
Yeah.
that the prequels exist
Yeah.
or the original trilogy exists.
They're all Ray and Kylo.
Everything is
Yeah.
geared towards that new crap.
blah blah.
Yeah.
There ain't even nothing.
You're lucky to get R2 and
C-3PO.
C-3PO.
Yeah.
That was just on one of the rides. You got the everything else is like.
And
weird stuff.
hopefully they add to that and add like a little Mandalorian area.
Oh boy, you hope so.
Well, they didn't have Boba.
So,
So he's so iconic.
speaking of, let's
Oh,
just
and those
while we're here,
helmets.
while we're-
Talking about the helmets.
What
Oh,
about the
yeah.
helmets?
Yeah.
After he gets his
I
thought
just-
out. He's an
just-
old man. He might forget his thought. And he just did.
just go ahead. No, Hot Toys announced finally we're getting the Mandalorian and Boba Fett. I got it pre-ordered.
With a
Pre-ordered.
skirt.
Sold out. Yep. And it's where after he has set on when he's on the throne and he's got it repainted up where it's all pristine and stuff.
Oh, sweet.
Pretty slick looking. While we're talking about Hot
And you
Toys.
didn't ask if we wanted to order one.
Yeah, I got the last one. No kidding. When I got on Big Bad Toy, I was
Sure
late.
you did.
Listen, no kidding. Listen, I saw they posted a story earlier today with like 4 different Hot Toys releases. Apparently there was a scene cut from Endgame to where
Doctor
Doctor
Strange was
Strange
gonna
gets
be
the
the
Iron
Iron
Man.
Man.
Yeah, so they made a Hot Toys figure of that, and it looks pretty cool. I didn't care nothing about it though. So, but they're
I
also
got it.
no, I didn't get that one. They are doing like they're calling like armorized heroes or something like that. So basically they're doing a Deadpool Iron Man armor. So like
Lord,
he's got his
Deadpool.
it's super cool looking. So I pre-ordered that. That's why I actually got on it to pre-order. And they showed that Boba Fett and something else. No, the Iron Man Mark 1 when he escapes out of the cave. So
Yeah.
that was the 4 figures that they announced here recently. But they didn't say or know when they were going to go for pre-order. So I just happened to get on Big Bad Toy Store when I was laying in bed last night and they had put them up. So I was like, and Big Bad Toy Store's gotten to where now, and I guess it's because a lot of people like me put a bunch of stuff on, like I'll pre-order it, and it's like, nah, I changed my mind, I cancel it, and then they've got all this stock allotted or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know how big a deal that is to them or whatever, but they've got to where on some of the more expensive or more exclusive items, they want you to put a down payment down, like non-refundable down payment. Usually it's like 10%. So I put down that I put the down payment down on that Deadpool Iron Man figure, and I'd already checked out on it, I'm pretty sure, and I was just scrolling through there again and saw that Boba Fett, and I was like, I better get it now because that stuff don't last long, and I put it in my pre-order for it, and I think I didn't even pay attention to when it was coming out. So I got back on just immediately to look at the listing to see when they had the estimated release date, and it said pre-order sold out. So I think I must have got the last pre-order that they had.
Now, like with your Hot Toys, do you actually display those?
Most of my Hot Toys are still in the box. They've never seen the light of day. I've got the Venom pool, the giant, that Venom pool. I've got a giant, like 16-inch tall one. Super freaking cool.
How do you
Still
know?
in the
You
box.
never
know?
took it out
I
of the
don't
box?
know.
Yeah.
He could just
He
be a
could be
brick
broken
in there. Could be
there.
a brick in there.
Why
as
don't
far
they
as I know.
display? So you're talking
know.
about this
I know.
guy with his statues.
I
They don't articulate. You can't pose them or do anything with them.
You're saying never move.
Yeah, you're just sitting there like this in a box.
It's the same. It's the same thing.
Help me.
There's a dollar amount. I don't know. It's different for different things, I guess. But there's a dollar amount when I have spent this particular amount on it. It's hard for me to break that seal.
Just start getting into statues. Then you can. It's no big deal because they don't lose value in or out of the box.
Yeah, I just don't care nothing
I
about
mean,
them.
like most people who are going to buy them
it's
don't
the same
even
thing as
care about the
Transformers.
box.
It's the same thing.
Transformers got too many parts though.
Well,
that
so
could
I just bought an
fall off.
Optimus Prime from have you seen the Bumblebee movie?
Yeah.
You know where? So they finally got Optimus Prime where he looks pretty good. He kind of looks like the old '80s flat nose truck or whatever. So, a third-party company made one. It was $250, and I bought it. And it's one of those things where it's so expensive, and I'd be so paranoid of breaking it. Like I don't transform anything. I hope that when I buy something, it comes in robot mode, so I can just take it out of the box and set it on the shelf. If it comes and it's in like some intricate car mode, and I've got to transform, I was like, oh, it sucks. Like I don't put anything on the shelf like in the car mode. Very rarely. Most of the time, I want the robot standing there.
Yeah.
And so it's just a win for me if it comes already in robot mode. Because
Yeah.
I watched a video on that Optimus Prime. It's like a freaking jigsaw puzzle. Like,
Ooh.
and I had to undo a little bit of it to fix something, to rearrange something. And man, I don't want no part of it.
Well, see, that I can understand.
Well,
Yeah.
also too,
A
if
hot
you want
toy?
to transform as a car, you can just buy the car of that and just display that
Right.
on the
That's
shelf.
right. Well, but like the hot toys, like I mean,
They don't lose that much value open or not
Yeah,
open.
they
In
do a
fact, I
lot,
don't think they
though.
do.
They
You know what
do.
you can do? You take a blow dryer and you
Yeah.
blow dry it on the tape till the
Yeah.
tape pops up,
Okay.
and then so that way if you go to put it back in, you just seal it.
How about you just open one?
I probably should.
You
I've still got
should.
that. I've still got that. Oh god, it's the coolest hot toy I think that they've ever made. It will be until my Deadpool's standing right next to it. But that Punisher War Machine armor, oh, it's so cool. Oh, and I've never opened it. It's still in the box.
Oh
and
my-
actually the
You
box
should
is
bring
so,
it here and we'll
Yeah,
open
I
it.
Do you
should.
display
The-
the boxes?
Yeah,
Well, they don't
kind
have
of.
any art on
No, I
them.
do. No, they do. They
In
look
his
pretty. They don't
attic.
really have art, but they do look pretty cool.
On the shelf in his attic.
Well,
he
see,
goes
that's
there,
the
Santa
thing.
goes.
Well, see, that's the thing
Oh,
about
they're
that
nice.
that War Machine is so tall that it's actually I've got it tilted on its side and stuffed in a shelf because it won't fit no other way.
These poor
Yeah.
figures. Just
Now I
aren't-
do have like my movie Deadpool, the from the Ryan Reynolds Deadpool. It actually had a sleeve that came off, and the whole face of it is like a window box. So I was able to you can see it.
Yeah.
And so I mean that one, and then so I've got the 2099 Spider-Man suit from they did the video game, but it basically looks just like the blue and red skull spider suit from the comics or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is like one of my favorite comic designs ever. It has a picture of him on the front of the box, but I never opened it.
Oh my gosh.
I got on, and I've got that deluxe Mandalorian. I put it in one of those detours, but it's still in the box. They're when you get past when you start knocking on $300, it's
Well,
one of those things where I want it, but
Why
I
do you
can't.
buy
I
it?
know that's the problem. That's the problem.
You should
We're about to
definitely.
perform an intervention.
You
I
should
don't
definitely
know.
just
Total
switch
nostalgia
to statues,
intervention.
Nah,
because then you can at least display it.
I can't even.
Or the small bust statues.
But you're talking about like these, a cool statue's like $800. I'm like, I'll give you $40 for that. Maybe that's where I want to be, not what they cost. Yeah, Hot Toys is that's one of those things. I don't buy a ton of them. I know there's a lot of people like that's what they focus on. I don't buy a ton of them. If it's something cool that comes up, I do buy it. But then I get it, and it's so I did open I have a die-cast War Machine from Iron Man 2. I opened that. And I guess maybe one of the first Hot Toys I ever bought. I can't stop thinking about what she might be writing right now.
She's.
Oh, I'll put that. I got to order video game stands.
It's one of those things like my mind
I
is
was
starting
looking
to
at
wonder.
those shelves and I was like, I gotta get those things on
So
order because
maybe
he's got to
the-
print them.
Maybe the first Hot Toys I bought was the die-cast RoboCop. And as soon as I got it, I knew I was having that. So I opened it, and it's on my shelf in like a. Well, here's another tip for your listeners here. There's
Let's
a
hear it.
company. I don't remember what the name of the company was, but
Don't you be sending them to buy from somewhere else?
huh?
So
No,
don't you be
no,
sending
this,
them to buy
no, this is
somewhere else?
supplies. This is display supplies. So I guess it's for like if you were gonna display like a. I don't know if it's for a doll. They pitched it as it was kind of like for you know how is it Beauty and the Beast where he's got the flower that's like under that glass?
Clonch.
Is that what it's called?
Cloach.
The glass is called that.
Yeah.
I bought one of those.
I got
And
a bunch of those.
I got one that's like 13 or 14 inches tall. It's perfect for if you got a base standing still Hot Toys. It's perfect for it goes right down over the top of it and keeps all the dust off
Yeah.
of it. Like
I've
it's
got a bunch of those actually, unless you throw them away.
No, I kept
you
all
ought to
those.
check into
I got
it.
a bunch of them. They vary in size.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Some like this, and some of the plates are like this. So I've got like some tall.
So the one that I got is just the glass, and you just set it on top of whatever the
Yeah.
table is
See,
that you're
mine's,
on. You've got something kind
comes
of
with
base
the wood
on.
base that has
Well,
the
now
lip in it.
okay,
that
well,
holds
so
it on
that's
it.
smarter, and the reason this is
Yeah.
because I've got a shelf and then another shelf, and there's just enough room for that thing to set in there. So what I had to do you think about it, the figure's 12 inches tall.
Oh, yeah,
so to
and
get
you
it
gotta
on
slide
top,
'em both.
so yeah, I had to I had
Ew.
to put my hand up under here and slide it back, and then I think I even ended up having to just kind of like push him back with the glass, and then pull the glass back a little bit, and
Yeah.
he's standing there still or whatever. But it's kind of an ordeal to get it
Yeah.
in there.
That's
If it had
good.
that base, it would
I
be
got a bunch of
better.
those.
In a
I just got a
storage
bunch
unit
of
we
plastic
bought,
ones
You ought to
in,
pitch them
too.
as hot toy stands if they're big enough. They're good for it.
most of them wouldn't probably fit, but they would fit
There's
like.
probably only like 4 or 6 that's that size. The rest of them are all kind of like a.
Any SH figure
what I was
arts,
looking
Well,
any
they
kind
would
of
fit like him. in
yeah,
it.
any kind of
Yeah.
a high-end
They would
action figure
fit
that you don't
them.
want to be dusting all the time, and it's got
Yeah.
some, it's some value to
Yeah.
it. That's not a bad call. If
No.
you've just got open shelves, it protects them from dust.
That would be good.
That's a little tip.
Little
from
tip.
Uncle
David's
Dave.
tip. Uncle
David's tip of the
Dave.
week.
Another thing
I don't
too
know if we need to call you Uncle
is
Dave.
if you're
Super Dave.
Uncle
displaying,
Dave
like,
sounds
your
like he's gonna
li-
pick you up in the van.
You're like I might be on a list
Creepy
somewhere.
van, yeah.
Popsicle pop. Yeah.
You
This-
move residents, you
this
gotta go
Halloween,
knock the doors.
this Halloween, I'm a sex offender
Yeah.
for Halloween.
Yeah.
There's some skit on Saturday Night Live.
I just moved to your
where
town.
He goes around, he goes around telling everybody, he's like, I'm a registered sex offender for Halloween. But he actually was, and he was just using that as an excuse to go out and tell everybody because
It's a
he had
good
to.
time.
Pretty funny. Yeah.
But which they can't see the case. Let me point at this case is
Yeah,
irrelevant.
but, I mean, you
But
can paint a
if you
word
have a
picture.
case and you want to display your figures in a row, you can always go and buy the spice shelf steps that
Mhm.
step up like that. That's
Mhm.
clear, and put those in your cases and stand your whatever legends or
I had
anything like that.
There was,
in
matter of
those.
fact, I sold you a couple of them. Remember, I sold you those
Yeah.
3-tier plastic. They were those acrylic plastic stands. There was a
Yeah.
company that made those, and they were. I guess think they were more scaled for like 3 3/4 inch figures, but they do work good for that. And that's one of the problems. Like you get a deep enough shelf, it's like, well, now
Yeah, and
all I
everybody's
can
standing
see,
with all their heads.
right. All I can see is the front of the
Yeah.
front row or whatever. You
Yeah.
need that little
Yeah.
bit of a,
You
of
do.
a difference.
But
Like
those
they're
you
in
can go to
choir.
Walmart
Mhm,
and Target and Kmart, all in places just buy spice.
I'm thinking
Stair
about now that you've mentioned that. I have not been thinking about this, but you brought this up. Like I'm thinking maybe go and get like a sheet of like 3/4 inch plywood and just so my shelves are like 16 inches deep. Rip that 3/4 inch plywood like one strip that's 12 inches deep and one strip that's 9 inches deep or whatever, and just stack those up, and then you'd at least have as it goes back on the shelf, it would be cast like you're saying like a choir or whatever, but it wouldn't be as drastic as those acrylic things or
Yeah.
whatever. Probably work pretty good.
Yeah.
Maybe a little cheaper because if I could buy the whole sheet of plywood, I could probably do up 5 or 6 shelves
Yeah.
with that one sheet of plywood maybe.
Every now and then at Dollar Tree, they'll have some stuff like that too.
Mm-hmm. Keep your eyes open, folks. You got to
Yeah.
repurpose stuff.
You gotta be thinking.
Dollar Tree gets all
outside the
kind of good
box.
stuff. They
Dollar
get,
Tree is
like,
good for like if you.
accessories and stuff.
Yeah.
Diorama stuff.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Stuff that you look at and be like, if you thought this was a different scale, I bought like a pencil holder.
Mhm.
It's nearly the perfect thing for like a 6 scale figure trash can. It
Yep.
looks just like it,
Yeah.
like the expanded wire mesh and stuff.
You know what we should
a
do
lot of
for
stuff like
one
that.
show is we should go to Dollar Tree, just buy a whole bunch of crap,
Yeah.
and then build a diorama with the
All right,
just
so-
the stuff.
So I built that diorama.
Yeah.
I sold it, made good money on it. I sold it on eBay, guys. And so another guy apparently that saw that auction reached out to me months ago. And he's like, hey man, I plan to have some disposable income, come sometime or whatever. He's like, this is kind of what I got in mind. And I told him what I would do. I was like, let me know what you want to do. It's like, I'll take this much down to get started on it. And then, and then we'll finish it up. Well, here about 2 weeks ago, he reached back out to me.
Nice.
And he had a list of about 10 of them that he wanted to do.
Holy crap.
Yeah, no. And I told him then, I'm kind of out of it now.
Like,
Like
I'm busy with a podcast.
yeah,
I'm sorry,
that's
sir.
well, and I didn't say. I kind of told him like at the time. I said, well, look, I'll work something up in AutoCAD or make a CAD model, 3D model of it. I'll shoot you some pictures of it, and we'll go from there. And I kind of picked out one. He had some. He's like, I want to do the top of the Baxter Building, and I want to do Avengers Mansion. And I was kind of like, how do you do a diorama of the Avengers Mansion? Like, you're not really like maybe you do the gate I mean not the Avengers like X-Men Mansion.
Yeah.
Like maybe you do the gate to the X-Men Mansion, something like that. Like I don't know which.
Yeah. Will you pick a room?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting at, and that's what I thought about the Baxter Building too.
Yeah.
If it doesn't say the four with the circle on it, it's just a building.
Yeah.
And like, what do you
With
want?
a
The roof?
helicopter
What do you want? The
pad.
roof on
Yeah.
it? Yeah. So that's what. But he had some that was like he wanted to do like a subway platform. You could do that, and he had one where he wanted to do like a downtown Brooklyn or whatever for kind of like Spider-Man or something. Like the brownstones, like the front of the like a apartment
Yeah.
building. So like, there was a couple that he had. I was like, I could work something up like. So I told him, I was like, I'm gonna start with these. I'll send you some pictures of it. anyway, the time went by, and I didn't do it. And I didn't do it. And so he sent me another email, I think last week, and he's like, "Look, man," and I'm guessing what he's planning on. You know, I think he said he was going to have the money on the 15th. I think he must be spending that child tax credit or whatever. You know, that came.
No.
I got mine today. Where they're taking basically half of your child tax credit that you would get back on your tax refund,
Yeah,
and you're getting half of it in advance. Yeah. So I'm just putting that in the bank because it's stupid.
Yeah.
But come to think, I think that was the date that he said. So maybe that's what he was counting on, having disposable income on that date or whatever.
Yeah.
But he's hot and heavy about it. He sent me. I think he works for IKEA. He works for. I'm pretty sure he said he works for IKEA.
Just gonna send you a bunch of
That's what I
details.
should.
Yeah.
But he pulled up the spec sheet on the shelves that he's wanting. He's like, I want him to fit in this shelf exactly. Like he wants to fill up the entire shelf with the diorama. But like he's hot and heavy on it, and I'm
Are you
just
gonna
kind of
do
like,
it?
I don't know.
I
should, but
Entertainment Earth has added like
yeah,
30
what about
new
these
dioramas. You
pop
should
up-
check them out.
Yeah, you can trim them
You
up.
should just
however
be
you-
like,
Yeah.
I can do 3 of those, but I can't do them all.
Well, if
But
he
I
wants
can
to
do 3 a
wait,
year.
if I could get motivated to do it, yeah, I wouldn't mind doing them all, giving a shot or whatever. He's paying for it, why not?
Yeah.
But I'm just so far out of it now, and my space to where I built that first one is kind of packed up right now. It'd take some mobilization to get into it, and plus we're doing this, and now I'm working longer hours at work, and it's just, I don't know.
And got lots
It's
of
good
comics
money.
to price.
Yeah, I know. I'm working for you. I'm working 2 jobs.
Yeah. Gotta feed them baby.
Yeah, that's what it
Or that
is.
baby.
Yeah, this big baby.
You gotta, yeah.
Gotta feed
Make
the babies.
one.
I
Feed
know.
the
You're
babies.
preaching to the choir. I know. I should take this guy's
Just
money.
takes time.
I'm gonna get paid for one, no way. And if it turns out as good as the other one, as that last one did, I think he'll be happy with it. But I don't know. I just haven't got motivated to do it yet.
I don't blame you.
Some
That's
of
a
them
lot
would
of
be
work.
hard
It
like
was a lot
that.
of
The
work.
X-Men thing would be hard
I think I
because
could.
you'd have to make a lot of like.
Yeah.
You have to make little chairs, little
Grass.
bookshelves.
I'm not sure what he thinks.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
not sure.
well,
Well, if he's
those.
talking about an interior, I'm not sure what he's even thinking.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Well, I mean, the only thing I could
Cerebro?
think.
Yeah, I was like, well, look, buddy, we're not. I'm thinking honestly, like I would do like a little bit of an outdoor something, and maybe have the
Yeah,
gate
have it
to
in
the
the background.
Yeah, you know how when you walk up,
Or a
they always have that.
courtyard.
They have that swinging gate, and it's got the plaque on the side that says Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters or whatever.
yeah.
Something like that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. The guy's hot and heavy about it, and I hadn't responded to his second email. I kind of thought that maybe I'd catch a little bit of time and put together something rough just to keep him on the hook, you know. Because if he reaches out again and I don't have anything, it's going to look bad.
Today's the
I'd be like,
15th.
I know, and
so
he
he's
is, I
I'd be
hadn't heard
like,
him.
block.
and
Yeah,
these
that's where I was almost to. Like, do I want to reach out to this guy, or I just want to erase him from existence?
Yeah. It'd be like, he must have just left.
I guess
eBay.
These
I
kind of
don't
people
know.
like him too. That disposable income don't last long. They move on.
You know what? So I've sold.
Yeah, today's 15th. Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I have sold a bunch of stuff on eBay. I've probably sold over 50 something items in the past 2 weeks or so on eBay.
Jeez.
Yeah, I listed a bunch of junk, and it kind of stalled. Like I sold through a bunch of stuff, and it kind of stalled. Sold 3 things today, and that's got to be because everybody got them checks.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Got
Get
to be.
stuff on eBay.
You do. I was gonna say, I was gonna ask you, did y'all notice a surge in sales today? Did you have a really good day? If you didn't, expect to have a good weekend because anybody that's got kids got $250.
Yeah.
I don't know if they
You
got
like
more.
how
do
they
you
did
get
that right
multiples
before
for kids?
tax-free weekend?
I would
Even though most
expect.
people aren't going to spend it on their kids.
I know they're not. It'll be gone well before then.
Yeah.
I would expect y'all to have a good weekend.
You know,
Maybe.
we could almost. I don't know if we'd
I
want
got to
to
recover from Disney.
I know, man.
We were shut down a whole week.
I know.
So I didn't know if we'd want to run a tax-free weekend sale
No,
Saturday.
because we still
As
got
long
to
as
pay
they-
the taxes.
No,
As long as they-
no.
As long as they pay in cash.
Why the government? I know, it's like, why the government give us?
Uncle Sam
discount on
ain't got to
that?
know about everything.
I
No.
He don't, and he shouldn't know hardly about anything.
No, he
I'm
should
plead the
get his
fifth on
nose
that.
out of it.
Yeah, that's what he should
Ridiculous.
do.
We're going to get flagged now.
Mhm.
Oh, no.
You too.
Audit.
Yeah. Saturday. We'll be done with Saturday.
Sure, tomorrow, man. Oof.
No,
Oh, yeah.
No, on the trip.
Oh, we're
Yeah,
on.
so yeah,
so-
because we didn't get in Rise of the Resistance. I tried so hard
What's that?
on Saturday. The Star Wars.
The big hyped up
Ride.
ride at Disney.
You didn't get to ride it?
No, we
The
did.
Saturday we
Oh.
didn't. We were there Saturday
Yeah.
and Sunday.
Oh,
Because I booked. We booked for 2 days on that just in case.
Yeah.
And it ended
Smart
up
man.
raining a lot Saturday to where we didn't
It
get to finish the
did.
park anyways because it rained too much. But I mean, the Rise
We
of the
didn't get to
Resistance is talked up like it's the greatest ride. In
Yeah, but
fact,
just hearing y'all talk about the Star Wars part of the park is making me want to go home and watch some Star Wars.
yeah,
The part of
well,
the park was cool, but
Yeah.
I mean, I could have done without riding the
when we were
ride.
at the
Yeah.
cantina, there was this, because you sit with these other people or you
Yeah,
stand with other
random.
people.
They
And
had
he was
lots
already
of
pretty
drinks.
drunk.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Did y'all get on the Rise?" And we're like, "No." "Oh my God, it's the greatest ride ever."
I
Oh.
tell you what, y'all buy me a drink. Will Spontaneous, his wife goes, "No, you are not."
Oh, and for the whole
I was
time,
like, well,
Philip's
that
like,
don't have-
he
go-
must not rode Pandora yet.
That's what I was thinking.
But yeah, so we got on there Sunday. So Sunday morning, I woke up at 6:50.
Yeah, man,
Morning.
you're into it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Golly.
You
to
know,
get
they're an
on.
hour ahead, so it's like on our time, 5:50.
So y'all went to do that first thing Sunday morning.
Well, so the park doesn't open until 9.
Okay.
But at 7 o'clock is when you try to get on the first time.
Ooh.
If you don't get on the first time, then you got to try again after 1 o'clock. So
They
we
only
got
do this thing twice a day?
yes.
What is
Well,
it?
no, you get to
No,
ride
the
on it, but they only
ride's all
open
day.
up to make reservations.
Oh,
So you got to get a reservation
boarding
spot.
pass.
Yeah,
I
boarding
gotcha.
pass.
I got you.
So I get up. I'm still laying in the bed though. Phil's still asleep. And I'm sitting there. My alarm goes off, and I was like, okay, 6:55. I was like, I gotta get ready to get on the app. So I pull the app up, get ready to click on it. I pull up the world clock on Google, and I'm watching the world clock countdown because it's supposedly at 6:59. You're supposed to click on it, click join, you'll get in. Well, I did. I got in. Boarding
Ooh.
pass 8.
Yeah, ain't no bots fighting at that one.
No.
You can't
Yeah,
buy a
no.
PlayStation 5, but you can get on the Rise of Resistance.
Yeah.
We were, what would you say, Group 8?
Yep.
Yeah,
We were boarding group 8, so we were on there at like 10:30,
Early.
something like that. Cause like kind of 115 minutes to board, and we were like, oh, we better get up, get ready.
Mhm.
We gotta get some breakfast.
Yeah, we gotta get going.
So all of a sudden, Hancock just hears me like, yeah. Phil's like, what happened? I was like, we're on it. And now I'm like, yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, not worth the hype.
It's one of the longer rides
Really?
there.
Well, it
you
should
go,
be the way you got to do your reservations and all that.
Mhm.
You
But-
go through, you're on a little transport.
Is it a good chance that you don't make it? That
Oh, yeah, you
Oh yeah,
might
yeah.
not get
Because
on.
the first day we got a boarding pass number after the 1 o'clock when we were in there, but it was like 114, and because it had rained so much all day, by the time they close at, was it 8 o'clock? Was it 7?
I think 8.
So you
7,
could
8, or
feasibly
9.
get in that reservation and still not get to ride it?
Yeah.
Oh, man,
so
that sucks.
like
If you
When
get
it was
anything
an
over
hour-
100, you're not getting on.
yeah,
it.
when it
Oh.
was, well, sometimes it does though. It just depends on
If
how
it's a
bad it
smooth
is,
ride
or if something
good
happens.
weather and all
Yeah.
that.
So it was like an hour till closing, and they were only on like 101.
Yeah.
And we were like,
Ain't happening.
yeah, we ain't get on
The
this.
guy
Let's
we
just go
bought all
back.
this stuff from now, he said they went to Disney 56 times last year.
Jeez.
I don't know if he went to Hollywood Studios 56 times or how, but he was like, we only got on the Rise 3 times last year.
I was like, I'm batting 500.
And he tried a bunch?
They tried every time they go.
Holy
Because he
crap.
said it was great. He told us when we first went out there, have you been to Hollywood Studios? No. Oh, you got to get on the Rise.
These guys got to ride the Rise.
It's the greatest ride of all
I
time.
don't particularly like Star Wars, but because I sold you all my statues, but it's the greatest thing ever.
Not that great.
But yeah, I
Yeah.
was like,
It's
well,
a
I'm batting
neat
500
ride,
on
but-
that.
Yeah, it's another one.
I
of those where
technically
you're in
got a
the
number the
atmosphere.
first time, but we didn't
Yeah.
get on there because all the rain.
Maybe
but-
if you're like a die-hard Star Wars fan.
Or maybe if you like the new movies.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Star Wars, but I wouldn't say I'm like obsessed with Star Wars,
Yeah.
you know, like it's not, I mean, I like it.
It ain't my main, but it's cool.
I like it.
I ain't gonna have a themed wedding.
Yeah.
I watched at least, I don't care anything about the last 3 movies.
No.
They
Yeah.
might as well not exist to
But we
me.
watched the first 6.
We watch the
like,
first 6 probably once a year, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I
We
like
watch it
them.
more than that. We probably watch it like 3 or 4 times a year.
Probably do. I mean, I like it a lot, but
we just sit down and be like, all right. And then Harry Potter.
but
I've never watched Harry Potter.
it's not good. I don't really
Yeah.
like it. I don't like Harry Potter.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm making you watch the trilogy again.
It's
There's
7.
only 3 of them?
No, there's 7.
Seven?
Say. Yeah.
Oh,
Why'd you
well,
say the
yeah.
trilogy?
Yeah, I didn't mean trilogy.
Okay.
The collection.
Yeah.
I'll make you watch a collection again.
I just
What's
don't care
7?
for it. One thing is British.
I've only
British-
made it through the Lord of the Rings once.
We watch that at least twice a year.
I've only made it through all of them once. Not that I didn't
Have
like
you even
it.
watched The Hobbits?
No, never seen them. Not a minute
Oh,
of
whoa.
it. Yeah, really.
Woo
Oh, man,
wee.
They're good.
Are they?
Yeah.
I don't know if I
If
can
you
do
like
a
Lord of the
podcast with
Rings,
you.
Well, I'll see y'all later. Good luck editing this podcast.
It's all right, I got my numbers.
I'll throw it right on up there as is.
You wouldn't even know how to get this thing to
breaking
record.
off.
And
dog.
watch our
Keep breaking
viewer,
off.
our subscriber rates
I'll go home and change the passwords on everything.
jack on up.
But no, the
I'll
Hobbits are
burn
really
this
good.
thing to the ground.
The Hobbits are good.
Yeah, are they?
Have
Okay.
you ever seen that old
Let me beef up
Hobbit
my insurance
cartoon?
first. And you can
Huh?
go into place.
Yeah.
Let me beef up my
Right.
insurance first.
I like the guy that plays. Ain't it? Ain't it
Elijah
the
Wood?
who? No,
You're
the
thinking-
Hobbit
I'm
guy.
sorry, Lord
What's
of the
his?
Rings.
She's a Hobbit.
Ain't it? It's the guy from that
Kanye?
it's the it's the guy. Girl, you Hobbit.
Girl, I need to know
Hold on,
right
hold on.
now.
Okay,
Is you
cool,
a
cool,
Hobbit?
cool, cool.
Yeah, I got.
Yeah,
I got.
Tell me again why you ain't no Hobbit.
She smoked that pipe. Her wrinkles. Oh.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah, that's a good South Park episode.
If you haven't ever watched just Google South Park, Kanye, Hobbit. And then there you go. Just go down that rabbit hole. Because there's multiples of those videos. Just watch those. It's
What were we
hilarious.
talking about? Oh yeah,
You're trying to tell us the name of some actor.
Martin Freeman, I think it is. Anyhow, he was the guy that played the ambassador to Wakanda in Civil War. You remember the little guy that was? And I guess he was in Black Panther as well. But he's like the U.S. ambassador to or attaché to Wakanda or whatever. He's like the one. He's like the white guy that was he the one that was interviewing Bucky after they caught him in Civil War? You'd know him if you've seen him. Yeah, pretty sure he's the Hobbit. So if you think about that guy being in a Marvel
What
movie,
Hobbit though? There's
the
multiple
Hobbit,
Hobbits.
the young Bilbo, the guy that played
Young
Bilbo in the Hobbit.
Oh,
He makes me think of the senator in Star Wars.
Which senator? Jimmy Smits?
Not Palpatine, but the other guy. The Chancellor.
Oh,
that's
you Chancellor
Chancellor.
Valorum?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chancellor.
Okay. Anyway,
him.
doesn't matter. But I think the guy's name's Martin Freeman.
I mean, Philip has a phone, but he won't Google.
Nah,
it.
it don't matter that much.
Yeah,
We're
it's
at 2
fine.
hours and 4 minutes. It don't matter that
so,
much.
yeah.
But so what else?
The
What else
moral
about
of
that?
Disney is it's overrated.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I think everybody knows that.
It costs a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It
Go
cost us even more because we had shut down work for a whole week. So we
Yeah.
lost a whole
Yes.
week's of pay.
I think
Stressed.
hearing your story, if I was going tomorrow, I'd go to Universal.
Yes.
It sounds better from what I've heard.
I've talked to people that went to Universal and didn't have anything bad to say about it. Like they loved it start to finish. Whereas Disney
mean-
World, you talk to people, it's half and half
Yeah.
usually.
I'm fine with going to Six Flags.
I'm fine
God,
with
have you been to
going-
Six Flags in a while?
No.
It's
Is it
the
run
way,
down?
yeah, well, the way you talk, like the Batman area, like when you go into the Gotham City area,
Uh-huh.
it still looks like the 1989 movie came
Ooh,
out
but I like
yesterday.
that.
No, not this. You wouldn't.
Aw.
It is depressing. It's like if
you
you
still
still
go
have
through the thing.
yeah,
the lines
the
out and all that,
yeah.
They
It's-
haven't changed anything.
not a thing. Not a thing.
They haven't updated.
I mean, you went through that entire Nolan trilogy of movies with new material, and they didn't change a thing.
Could they though?
They still got the
might
Superman.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they
still
don't
got
have the rights
Superman
to
in
it.
don't they?
Yeah. And when it works, it's broke a bunch, but when it works, they do.
Yeah, anytime
It's
you do that.
it is one of those things that's depressing. Like they used to be big on Looney Tunes. Was like their none of that stuff. Like
Do you
their
remember-
stores were all like it just old. I don't know. It was depressing.
I don't think Philip remembers, but do you remember that old bald-headed guy with the
Yeah,
glasses?
the little
that used
dudes
to
that
come out
dancing.
dancing.
So I've got a buddy, and
Ugh.
his grandfather
Is
looks
that
like
guy.
a real
Looks
life.
like it.
Looks like this guy. I mean, I'm not kidding. If I showed you this guy's picture, you'd
Oh
be
my
like, "Holy
God.
crap, that's the Six Flags dude." Yeah,
And
no
that was
kidding.
a young guy.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you never seen the dancing
man.
Six Flags guy?
I've seen it.
I
'cause
showed it
showed
to
me
you
a
in video.
Yeah, and he's bald and he looks like an old man, but he's dancing.
I wonder how
crazy.
Six Flags
Yes.
is even managed
He
to
comes
stay
out
at-
walking all
I
decrepit.
don't know,
at
because
the
it
bus.
ain't just jam packed covered when you can get on rides when you go to Six Flags.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, but
Probably because everybody's scared they're going to die.
it could be.
I haven't been to Six Flags in a long time.
We used to
You've
go
been one time.
We used to
No,
go
I've
every
been
year.
multiple times.
Did you ride stuff when you went?
No.
Our church group used to go once a year because they would have a particular day where you got like a discounted rate or something, and we
Yeah.
would go on for once a year for a good long while. Hadn't been in a while now though, but it's you just feel like it's like we're just doing this because people still pay to do it. We're not making anything better than it
Not
once
saying
was.
Not adding
There
to the
might be a
park.
new ride every 5 or 6 years or something like that, but it's a pretty slow
What's
go.
that? Alabama Adventure?
Is that even still?
I don't think that's still there.
Is it not?
I
I feel
didn't
like I
think-
just saw an advertisement for it not too long ago.
I don't think so, but I could be
don't know.
wrong.
Look at that.
Opryland was the
Adventure.
big one we were growing up, or when I was growing up.
Dollywood and all that.
Yeah, but Dollywood, I don't know. I always remember Dollywood as more like shows and arts and crafts and stuff. I know it did
Yeah,
have some rides, and it
shopping.
still does, but it was more for old people.
Yep.
I guess.
I like Gatlinburg
I like Gatlinburg.
in the
I do too.
fall.
Yeah.
Late
Oh man, go to Gatlinburg
fall.
around Halloween.
We went one year. What?
I
like
guess it's
February?
still open.
Yeah, I told
Is
you I just
it?
saw an
How did
advertisement
nobody's
for
ever
it.
talk about that?
I don't know, but I just saw an advertisement for it
Okay.
like last week.
I thought that went out.
I did too.
They just added a brand new slide.
Holy
and that
crap.
thing looks sketchy.
Water slide. Or
Yeah,
just
it
a-
looks like it's mainly a water park.
Oh,
It's
Yeah,
Alabama Adventures,
It's like
Amusement Park, and
5
Splash Adventures.
So it's like.
There ain't hardly crap there though.
We're going
don't
like right
lie.
next to each other.
So it's got like
Yeah,
6 tubes that come like
yeah.
that, but then they curve
That's-
like
yeah.
this.
Have you
And
have you seen that on
And
the
then they all
way?
come together and you go.
How long's it been since you've been to Gatlinburg?
How long's it been?
It's been a long
Since
time.
like before the store.
Okay, well when y'all before when y'all went up there on your way into Gatlinburg, they built a hotel up on the hill, and it's basically a hotel built around a water park. Have you ever seen it? You'd know it if you'd seen it probably, because it's like they have one of those giant toilet bowl things where you slide down.
I've
and
been
then
in that thing before. That's not the Opera Mills Hotel. Where's that at? Is
No,
that
that's in Nashville. That's in
Okay.
Nashville. This
No,
is
I rode one of those in Mexico.
okay. Well, so on the way into Gatlinburg, there's a hotel, and it's basically built around that kind of stuff. But
That's cool.
if you like that kind of stuff, it looks pretty
Yeah.
neat. Yeah.
Last time, is that where we did medieval times?
There, I think there
Or is
is
that
a-
somewhere
We
else?
went to Atlanta and did that. I think.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
We
like
did
those too. Those
Magi,
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh, Magic Quest.
Yeah.
There's
Ooh,
some.
that is so
there's
fun.
a couple of. I think there's medieval and magic in Gatlinburg also.
Yeah. The Magic Quest is in Gatlinburg.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We
We
still have
get
our
that
wands.
wand.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you
Did you go to the upside down? The upside
Titanic?
down. No. Okay, so was Titanic there when y'all went?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so then right next to that, I guess, is that upside down museum or whatever. I can't. It's called like Mine Works or something. I don't know. That's not what it's called, but it's
I
something
know
like
what you're
that.
talking about. 'cause
It
that
looks
was
like
there.
a giant building that's just
Yeah.
upside
That
down.
ropes
It is
course
something
was
worse.
that.
Yeah, that I couldn't do.
Okay, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, they had a
I got
ropes.
up on that thing, started walking. I had to pull myself, and I said, "Nope, nope, nope,
Oh,
nope."
really?
And I went down. Philip's just like, "Phew, phew, phew." And I'm like, "But you can't ride roller coasters. But you're up there
Yeah.
tight walking on a line." Okay.
That's different because
It's
I'm
not.
physically
You're in control of it.
Don't matter. You still physically fall on that thing.
I don't mind climbing stuff as long as
Yeah, I didn't
Roped
like it.
off.
yeah.
I started
like,
walking on that, and I was like,
I
"No,
don't
can't
wanna
do
look
this."
down and be like,
I was
oh
like, if
my
I didn't have to
God.
pull my thing behind me like this and like pull my body weight, I was like, no, I had to get off.
That's fine.
I was one of those people that walk past all the other people getting
Yeah,
off.
like you
Walk of shame.
Everybody move.
Patsy's like,
let the baby
"Kids."
go.
Yep,
yeah.
that was me.
Watch your shoes. She might puke on you.
Yeah. That was me.
Yeah.
Let's see. So Sunday, y'all are,
Still at Hollywood Studios.
and
Yeah.
you did the Star Wars
Yep,
that
did all
morning,
that.
and
Yep,
after
yep.
that,
And then we try to go to some of the little shopping centers too, because
Yeah, we were saving our
Saturday we
shopping
were
for the
there.
last day.
They had Mandalorian helmet.
the Black Series,
Boba.
like right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they had boo koodles
Are we
of them
talking about?
Saturday.
Are they Bobas or are they Mandos?
They're Mandos.
Yeah,
Okay,
Mando helmets.
okay.
Boo koodles
Yeah.
of them. We're like, oh, well, we get one Sunday when we come back through and we're leaving. Instead, oh, let's just take one Saturday when we're leaving.
Yeah.
Go back up there Sunday. There is not a one anywhere in that whole place. That lady said they had sold out of them that
Isn't
day.
that crazy? You expect like when
Well,
they get
I'm
like a
pretty sure
wall
somebody
of
came
yeah,
through and
scalp
bought
them
as
up.
many as they could so they could sell them.
Are they
online.
that
So
hard?
some for
Is
like
the Mandal-
$50 more than what they buy
So is the
for.
Mandalorian helmet hard to get right now?
I mean, I don't know if it's hard to get. I don't know if it's in stores anymore.
I don't know.
I just
yeah,
know they were
I
how
mean,
much online?
They were like $180 on eBay, and
Yeah.
they were $100
$100
there.
in stores.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
what they were
Justin
saying.
Plus, we had Justin's 20%
Yeah, we had
off.
Justin's
Oh,
20%.
God. What for the handicap pass?
No, for being an annual pass member.
holder.
Justin's got an annual pass.
His-
No,
his uncle.
His uncle
Gotcha,
does. So you get to use the.
Where does his uncle
Justin
live?
was Bill. He lives down
Really,
by.
that's where Justin does.
They go like
My boss does. My boss has
They
got
go so
season
many
pass.
times a
Yeah,
year.
My boss does. Like every time we have a holiday or whatever,
Mhm.
they're him, and sometimes his wife's down there without him.
Yeah.
Like they just go to Disney all
They
the time.
love it.
they
I
go
guess.
like I think
That's
like
what
8
I
or 10 times a year.
understand, like,
I
the-
don't get it. I don't know.
Like if it's your thing,
Yeah.
it's your thing. I
Yeah.
get it. But like to me, there's no appeal to go there 3 or 4 times. I have no desire to go back.
I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah,
It's
Ever.
a one and done.
yeah, right.
Like
It's one
I'd
of those
rather
things
just
you
go
could
to the
definitely do once
beach.
every 10 years, maybe. Like,
Yeah.
well, let's see what they changed. You
Yeah.
know, maybe.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
not-
I-
maybe
I'd
not
rather just
that.
go to the beach.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go to another country
Or the
and
mountains.
experience a whole nother culture
yeah.
for what you can go to Disney.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so expensive.
I'd rather do that.
yeah.
I'd rather go somewhere that's different. You
Yeah.
know, experience
Like-
some real different
Like
things.
Tennessee.
Yeah, that.
I was
now,
thinking
Kentucky.
Mississippi.
Oh,
Kentucky,
now
if
let's
you
don't-
want
I've
different.
got kin folks in Kentucky
Yeah.
now. I know it's a different world.
I'd much rather it had COVID not interfered with our original plan when we got to go to
You know, I've been
Japan.
thinking about it too,
Yeah.
though. But we should all say thanks to COVID because COVID has eradicated the common flu.
I
Yeah.
know.
Have you heard
no one's got the
anybody?
flu.
Have you heard anybody say anything about the flu in 2 years?
No flu shots.
Nobody's got a flu shot. Nobody's got the flu. COVID beat the flu.
It did.
Thank you,
It
COVID.
did. Yes.
If there's anything
Thank
to
you,
be thankful, yeah. That's just something that dawned on me. I was like,
Yeah,
this is
I know,
ridiculous.
right?
But
But yeah, so then we spent basically all day Monday just
that was loading up, right? That was loading the toys.
Yeah, it was loading
and
up.
then
driving,
drove- and then
loading,
drove
and
home.
driving, and driving,
And such was the
driving, and driving.
vacation of 2021.
Yes. And then I needed a vacation from the vacation.
Yeah, well, that's where it
Yeah,
goes.
yeah, because that.
My favorite vacations are leave me alone. I'm at home.
My favorite
I like
vacations are
doing
laying
stuff.
on the
Not me.
beach.
But I like
And
like
swimming.
yeah, being places where I can go swimming.
Yeah, I love to swim. I just want to swim. I just fish.
I kind of like going to my house, going to my room, closing the door, and just being.
yeah.
I like that one day a week.
I could do
a
maybe
Sunday?
7. Probably
That's
7
probably
days a week I could do
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
Man, when COVID was here and I got to work from home, I would just go I would fix my breakfast and pour my drink, and I would go in my room and start my little computer, and I didn't have to get up and get dressed to go somewhere, and I didn't have to drive to work.
Didn't have to brush your teeth.
I
do
didn't
nothing.
bathe once a week,
Yeah.
if then.
Yeah.
Why didn't
Depends
they
on
let
how
you
much
just keep working
sweat.
from home?
Because I'm sure there's a bunch of bums or whatever that there's
They weren't
people
doing their
that
work.
there's people that don't do their work at work. So I'm sure they was like, what were those people doing at home? I can only imagine. Although
Yeah.
there's some people that without the interaction of being face to face with other people, they probably got a lot more done.
Right.
There's some people that just stand around and talk all day, and it's like, I don't know how you get anything done anyway.
It's like that when we go to the gym. There's always that
Oh,
guy.
Why
that-
are you you're at the gym to talk? You're not at the gym.
There's
to work
this
out.
one guy that comes in. He's on his phone the entire time. I'm
Yeah.
like, why
He
are
works
you
out for
here?
about 3 minutes.
Yep.
He
Yeah.
leaves.
Yeah. Just
Most
to
of
be,
the time, he's just
yeah.
walking around on his phone talking. I'm
Or
like,
texting.
why are you here?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
So he can say he goes to the gym.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
so.
Always
Take
like
a
break, I
couple
guess.
selfies and post pictures of him in the gym. But he's literally constantly on his phone.
Yeah, that's 25% of the gym most of the
Yes,
time.
or they just walk around and everybody talking to each other.
Can't get nothing done.
Oh, hey,
That's-
John.
That's the best.
Make a dad joke.
Yeah.
And they'll come over there and stand at each other's equipment and just talk their little selves
That's
away.
the best thing about
I'm
the
like,
headphones
can
like
you
you
get
got
off
on
the
right
equipment
now.
and go talk over there?
That
'Cause I
says
need
leave
that.
me alone. I'm
Or
here
just
to work
don't
out,
make
you know.
eye contact with none of these
Well,
people.
Yeah, that
sometimes
would- you just be like-
sometimes that don't work. If I've got my eyes down and they think that my hearing is impaired, then they don't even try.
Some dude the other day was trying to talk to us. And I was kind of like,
Yeah, I know. When we were
basically-
trying to do the little app thing. It was just like,
Yeah.
he was like,
It's like, I can't
cool
even breathe.
shirt, bro. I got that shirt at home. Or he was like, what's up? Cool shirt. I got that shirt at home. And I was like, yeah, cool. I just kind of went back to my thing. I was like, don't talk to me.
Yeah, I don't
I'm not
some
here
shirts
to-
that says no gym friends.
I'm not here to talk.
Yeah.
I'm here to
Yeah.
get my
I'm here
crap
to-
done.
I'm here to gain, not friends,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
I want to get home.
Yeah.
I didn't want to get up and get here in the first place.
Yeah, right.
So I want to get in, get it done,
Yeah.
and get
I know
out.
what you mean. Yeah.
Making sure it says like here for the gains, not for the fame.
That's right. I just, you know what? I could wear a shirt that says "Shut up and leave me alone" everywhere, to work, to Walmart, to anywhere. Just shut up and leave me. I don't want to talk to you.
Yes.
That's a personal problem. You probably shouldn't be that way.
Sweatshirt says get
but-
the H away.
Yeah, I guess that's COVID too or whatever. It's made me a lot worse or whatever. But I'm such a hermit now. Like I just don't want to be
I've always
nowhere.
been like that.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes I'll be like, I wish I would go get something to eat. I'm like, I don't want to go out to
I was thinking about- you
DoorDash.
you remember I thought about it would be, and surely somebody's already made it, but thought about it would be a funny video. But you remember in the beginning of Finding Nemo? Y'all watched Finding Nemo,
Yeah.
right? Remember when his mom and dad are still alive or whatever, and he's teaching him how to come out of the anemone or whatever? He's like, you go in and then you come back. And you go in and you come back. And I was thinking about that. I was like, that's the way I am mowing my grass. Because I'm at my garage door and I go out and make sure the neighbors aren't outside. And then I come back in. And I go out and make sure the neighbors aren't. Because it just seems like half the time, like I don't want to talk to neighbors. It just seems like we start mowing our grass. It's like he gets the idea when I start or something. Or it's just so rare that there's a sunny
Yeah.
day that we're all mowing our grass on the same day. It's like,
But do y'all talk when y'all are
he
mowing?
tries to.
Just
Like,
get
and
your headphones and
I
sunglasses.
do, but the headphones that I'm wearing are the ones in your ear, so I'm like, you can't
Aw.
see that. But yeah, I
Just
try
take,
that.
You got some work ones?
That's what I need is muffs.
Yeah, we'll just take
You're right.
the extra set of these home when you're going to
That's
mow
what I
and
should
just
do.
pull
Yeah,
the thing out and
that's
just
what I
wear it and
need.
he
That's
won't
what I
know.
need.
He
That's
think
what
it's
I need.
Bluetooth.
That's what I need.
Is
But
it
yeah,
an annoying neighbor?
Look, he
It's a neighbor.
It's anybody. It could be anybody, except for you two. You are cool. But it's like I'm over here weed eating. And it's like, and so I do have headphones in, and I'm blaring this 2-stroke engine or whatever, and I catch him out of the side of my eye, and he's right here. You know, it's like, whoa!
You just turn with the weed,
Yeah,
and one day
catch him in the leg. Like, oh, don't sneak up, buddy.
That would get on my nerves.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm out here to get yard work done.
And I've gotten to that situation a
I'm like,
bunch where
sir,
it's
please
like,
get off my grass.
Yeah.
I just mowed.
There's a bunch of times like, oh look, man, I'm only here to get it in and get it done. Like know, you see how you don't see me out in the yard? That's because I don't like being here. I'm trying to get this done. You know.
Is that right?
Yeah, but I was like, that's what I'm like. I'm in. I'm back it back in.
That sucks.
It does. That's If you got money and you got choices, build out somewhere where somebody ain't 20 feet away from your house.
Or just hire somebody to mow your grass. That would be their problem.
Yeah.
I give you $25. There's teenagers
I-
want to mow some grass.
My paths around my house and from my car to my house are so planned you wouldn't believe it. Like, oh my gosh, you got to make a plan.
It's almost better to let somebody mow your grass.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah,
They got
I ain't
more-
got time for that.
Yeah, because they're doing it during the day when I'm at work and stuff. It's like there's a
Exactly.
lot of more sunny options then. You know, I got to do it when I can do it.
Yeah.
You know, and here
Saturday,
recently,
Sunday.
yeah, and here recently it's rained so much
Yeah.
that it's like it's few and far. I just barely got it in Saturday, and I didn't. My yard stays wet. It's bad land for that. Like it just stays spongy wet. And usually, I can never mow the entire yard till somewhere towards the end of May, right at the beginning of June or whatever. That's when the sun has been out enough to where it actually dries it out. And this year has been so wet that even I've mowed my entire yard one time this whole year because there's spots that you just can't mow when it's
Oh,
wet
you mean
because
it
of the
looks
mower.
like the yard out here?
More or
at the
less, something
store
like
right now?
that. Yeah, more or less.
There's a lot of spots out there, Renee's Papa's house that's like that. No matter what, even if it was dry for a
Over
month,
near
2
the
months,
pond. Yeah,
it's gonna be, and you get stuck. You can't go in
That's
there.
why-
You
that's
try.
why-
fling mud.
Exactly.
It kicks you this way
Oh
on that
gosh,
zero
yeah.
turn. You
Oh
just be like,
man, yeah.
oh, about
Now that's
fling
even worse.
off.
Like mine, if I get mine hung, I can get down there and manhandle it out.
Yeah.
You get zero turn hung, you're pulling it out with a truck or
So
something.
when I was
you know.
cutting her grandfather's grass, I mean, I'd be down there. I'd get as close as I could, and I'd be like, I think I can get that whole
Oh,
spot.
it's better just not.
Boom, stuck. Then you got to
Yeah.
pull the car over there and pull yourself out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's better just mow wide and come back with a weed eater.
Yeah.
If
It's
you
just
really
like,
got
and
it.
then finally they've gotten smart and they don't cut none of that.
Yeah.
No.
But
They
but
they
ain't
let
it-
it grow up and
ain't
bale
it
it
w-
for hay.
Yeah. Ain't it weird though when you're on that lawnmower, the temptation to go just a little bit further?
It is, 'cause you're like, I can get it.
I can get it. I
I'm
know I
so
can
close.
get it.
I just barely hit the
Well,
blades
people are so
at it.
stupid.
If you
'Cause
can
it's like,
mow it, it's
like,
better
guess-
than weed
And
eating
it's the
it.
same way
Yes.
just regular mowing, like getting close to stuff. It's like, I'm coming around. I'm going to weed eat. It's not going to kill me to weed eat 3 inches more than me grinding the deck of the lawnmower across the side of the house and the fences and everything. It's like, just get it with the weed eater. But you're
And
on
now
the-
you got wheel ruts.
Yeah,
running
it's
in
just
it.
so
better,
stupid.
though.
I know. I'm always going to do it. I'm never not going to do it.
That's how I am. I
Yes.
try to get as close as I can.
I've got the deck jumped up on stuff, just grinding it around,
trying
like,
to
whatever
get-
it'll take. Yeah.
The good thing with those zero turns, you can get pretty close.
Oh yeah.
Because you can zero turn.
Well, you can just. There's certain things you can't get close just because of the angle,
Yeah.
but especially like trees.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, you
man,
get
whip
right
a
around
circle
the
on
trees.
them,
Yeah. or
Oh me, I'm
power
not.
line.
Mine's not zero. Mine's just a regular tractor, so I'm forward and backward. You know, I'm doing like a 40-point turn to get around a tree.
Yeah, you can just get right up
Which
on the edge.
which at that, that's a perfect example. Like I could just go brr and brr down
Yeah,
both
like
sides,
a-
and then come back and get the rest with the weed eater. But I'm out here doing this. I'll spend 20 minutes going around a tree when I can just hit it with the weed eater, no problem. You know, just because we're stupid. You know,
Yeah.
I'm sitting on something that does it for me. And like
Yeah,
I just
I'm
want
like,
to do
I have
that.
to use my
Sell all that
legs.
stuff. Pay some dude to come mow your grass for 30 bucks.
When we moved into
Trade
that
some
house,
toys.
yeah. When we moved into that house, all I bought was a push mower. So I would get out, I push mowed that whole yard, and it was a 3 or 4 hour process every time I did. And I told myself at the time, so yeah, it's exercise, but it's really I just didn't want to buy a lawnmower. But then eventually I got to, I was like, I'm not doing that again. So I bought a lawnmower.
I don't like this exercise.
Yeah,
Not for me.
I don't need it no more.
Push. I hate mowing and weed eating.
I
and
don't
all that.
Mowing's the worst.
If I've got a nice lawnmower, I don't mind. If I got a nice lawnmower and my neighbors ain't outside,
Yeah.
I don't mind mowing that bad. I don't do a ton of like we got a brick house, a good roof on it. And there's not a ton of exterior maintenance that I have to do, so I don't mind mowing the grass. If I get because I've got my headphones in, I'm listening to something I want to hear, like a podcast or whatever. here's a hint. You can listen to this podcast.
You
while
could,
mow
while
the
you
grass. It'd be
mow.
a great idea.
Exactly.
We're I don't.
Or weed eating.
Did I tell y'all that we're available on Android and Google? I guess that's Android. Apple, Spotify, all the big names in
Everything.
podcasting.
Stitcher.
You could listen to
Yeah.
us.
Maybe.
I guess Anchor is one of
Yeah,
them.
so
Yeah.
there's a bunch
Stitcher
of.
sounds
I mean, any way you
Random
want it.
things.
If you want to
Yeah,
see our
yeah.
beautiful faces, we'll be on YouTube.
Or
you know,
Mojo
you can always
right here
find
that
us
you
on
probably
YouTube.
can't see very well.
You
on the
could
camera.
buy that. That
can
Mojo
still
could
see
be
it.
in your house within the next few days. If you came up here and specifically asked for that, Philip would come over to the podcast room,
I
get that,
would.
and sell it to you. If
He'll
you
probably
wanted
be
it bad
sold
enough.
before the podcast.
I might
That's
have
a
him
good
out
podcast.
before
I
that.
guarantee you sell that. You'd sell that this weekend if you put it on the
I
shelf.
probably am going to put it out.
That's a
Yeah.
good one. I
He's so
like him.
creepy.
Yeah.
He is.
He is creepy.
That spiral figure, the spiral, the only one they made is one from when Hasbro first got back into making Legends or whatever, or when they took over from Toy Biz.
That's
not
one
when
of the
they.
ones Justin got in the big bin that he
It's an
bought from the guy.
expensive figure. That's like over $100 figure loose.
Where does
But-
he
I
poop?
think I paid $130 for
She's
one I
missing
got.
her swords.
That's tough. That's tough. I got
Where's he
mine
poop?
complete.
What
Yeah,
was
he's
weird-
kind of sitting on his toilet. I think that's
Yeah.
probably just does it. His butthole's under the bottom of the head. I'm
he don't
gonna
have
get.
to go to the bathroom.
He don't.
No,
Oh,
they
okay.
they talked about that in the comments.
Oh,
Kind of like
yeah.
the rhino.
Yeah, it's
He's
like
got a flat.
Longshot has three
Rhino don't
fingers
use the
and
bathroom?
Rhino has a flat because everybody's like, "How's
Yeah.
Rhino use the bathroom if he's strapped in his suit?"
yeah.
Because he's strapped in that suit.
Scorpion's the same thing. He can't get out of his suit
He
either.
can't get out of it.
Yeah, that's what they said in the comment, wasn't it?
He has a flap or something.
long
So he's got like those
Longshot's
long
got three
johns that you wear
fingers,
with a flat that
and
pops
Mojo
down?
don't poop. I think that's what the comic says.
Yeah.
Mojo's
Longshot
only got 4
does
fingers too.
have
Oh, yeah,
a certain amount of
well.
fingers.
Oh.
Mojo's
Yeah,
got
Longshot's
4.
only got 3 fingers, or
Yeah.
4, I guess, a thumb and 3
Yeah.
fingers.
Oh,
Yeah.
he got 4 too.
Yeah. And then I don't
crazy
know, I think
Mojo.
Spiral's got 6 arms, but I think
Yeah.
she's got normal
He
amounts
looks
of
like
fingers on each
Slimer.
hand.
But she was a normal
kinda.
chick where, Longshot's an actual
It's
alien.
Slimer's cousin.
Who's a normal chick?
Spiral is from Earth.
Is she?
She was like a stunt lady or something, and when
But she was a mutant because she had 6 arms, or what?
no, when
Nobody's really in.
Longshot comes to Earth or something, him and her like strike up a relationship, I think, and then Mojo finds Longshot, and to spot him and being Mojo, he takes that chick and experiments on her because that's what he does with people,
Yeah,
and he experiments on her, creates who she is. Basically,
I didn't know that. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I hope to one day get to that. Like, I'm trying to read through the old X-Men, Avengers, Captain, all that crap from
You
the
ain't got time
60s.
for that.
Yeah, I know. I'm starting. Yeah,
All
really.
that's not. You'd have to read the Longshot limited.
Oh, I will.
Yeah, will you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Gerald Ford.
How far?
I was
Well,
gonna
anyways,
read
that's
the
in that
comics.
6-issue miniseries.
Yeah.
You'll get all that.
Oh,
You
I'll
can read that
definitely.
easy.
I think
Bob
that
have
Mojo stuff's kind of neat. That and like
chimpanzees.
arcade and stuff, like the old classic of the X-Men stuff that they don't really do anymore. I think
Yeah, they don't do anything with arcade anymore.
he's got
They're
a new
still-
Marvel Legends figure out.
Really? They're
Pretty
still
cool
doing
looking
stuff
thing,
with
yeah.
Mojo.
Yeah.
One random thing at Disney, in the hotels, they did have arcades at each hotel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like new games, old games, or what? Or mixture?
We went to an arcade one night.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
we
at the
actually did
hotel.
go
Was
to
it good?
an actual arcade.
No.
No.
Yeah.
It was like 50% claw machines. But I
Yeah.
whomped everybody in
Yeah.
air hockey.
Oh, yeah?
We played multiple times.
How many times
I
did
whomped them all.
How many times did the disc leave the table?
I don't know. Let's go to Phil for that one.
Huh?
Several.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
You get
Luckily,
into it, that
they
happens.
had a plexiglass thing
You
in
need it.
between.
You need
yeah.
it.
But he would not wait. It'd come through and it'd be.
Yeah.
I beat Renee
Instead of what?
once, but then she beat me twice.
Yeah.
You never beat me.
I thought I beat you once because we had to
No,
play
I was
a rubber
undefeated
match.
because I had to play Hancock again. It ended on a tie, and then we played the last one. And I shot it in on you. After there
So
was
the
no
first
air
game
blowing.
tied.
That was you and Hancock playing.
I beat Hancock, I think, every time we played.
You did, and then I beat you, and I beat Hancock.
Yeah,
Or I beat Hancock, and then I beat you, and then we played again. I beat you again.
yeah. I like air hockey.
I
I
beat
can
everybody.
get down
I
with
beat
some air
everybody.
hockey.
Yeah.
Air
Yeah.
hockey's
But
fun.
Hancock whooped us in basketball.
Yeah, he did.
The little cage.
Yeah.
I suck at that.
I can do okay at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were both awful. We
Yeah.
couldn't make it to 50 in the
Did you
time
see where
frame.
John Smith is going to be East Lawrence's softball coach
I
again?
saw that from
Yeah.
Hat.
Not that anybody
Hatton
listening to
back
this
there.
cares.
Yeah,
but
is
yeah.
that?
I saw that.
He's my
John
wife
Smith,
coached
other
with him.
softball
They
coach.
won like 3 or 4 state championships at Hatton at 2A, and he's going to be.
Your wife coached a state championship team?
Yeah.
She
We
get a
had
ring?
got
Yeah.
3 of them. I guess.
John Smith and Don
Or
Smith.
I guess she bought a ring, and then they got a necklace one year. Like she's got 3, whatever they had.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
he's
I thought he was
gonna.
going to be back there.
Yep.
Maybe
Where-
East Lawrence.
Has he been at Hatton this whole time?
No, he left and went to some other schools. I think he won state championships with them too. But
He's a good
he's
coach.
coach. Yeah, but they didn't. Y'all went to state.
Yep.
But didn't win it. Like I did. How
Yeah,
many rounds
third.
did he? Okay. So I mean, he's the best. I guess he's the best softball coach they've had.
Yeah.
But now he's back.
And he's back. Why would he go back?
Because of the money, I guess. I don't know.
I
Or
couldn't
they
imagine
offered him.
East Lawrence forking out a whole lot of money for a good coach.
He's pretty
Well,
old
maybe
now.
he wants
so
to make
maybe he
another
just wants to do-
team.
Yeah.
He's the one I told you he played football at Auburn.
Yeah, he was an Auburn football player. Yeah.
Is he from here?
And even though he's
I guess not.
massive, he'd still ride horses.
He was a big old guy. Big old guy.
Horses.
He's one of those guys. His hand would put your whole hand inside of it.
Yeah. He's
He's a
one.
pretty nice guy too. I like him.
He's the reason I broke my hand.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
they'll win.
in
We'll
softball.
see. Probably not. East Lawrence don't usually win nothing. But
Yeah,
we'll
but
see.
your girls' teams, you know.
Well, hey, we
Got a
was
better
good. We was
chance.
good in
They do
basketball.
got better
yeah,
chance.
yeah.
Girls and boys basketball.
So it was where I went to
More
school. The
boys.
I think the girls were the only thing that won a major championship. They won in basketball at 2 years.
That's cool. They had a run there at Hatton for a while. They had a pitcher that, boy, she knew how to throw it. And they rode her to however many state championships in a row they got.
Nice.
And then she graduated. And he left around the same time, too, I think.
He's like,
So-
And then immediately downhill they
Yeah,
went.
Not so much
Yeah,
sense.
Does Tessa still coach?
No. Tessa can barely walk now. She's got back problems.
That sucks.
Yeah.
It does.
All right, well, so we've talked about, so, you know how the story ends, like y'all got back and sorted through all your toys
Sorted
and
through
stuff.
our stuff.
And then
Still going
Still
through it,
going
cleaning
through
it,
it.
pricing it.
and keep an eye out. That stuff will
But
be
hey, come
available
after
soon.
August 1st.
Big old store.
Yeah.
Expansion.
Maybe
Yeah.
we set up and do a live podcast.
That'd be cool.
That-
We could do
For
that.
that open
Hey,
thing.
that-
Yeah.
that
Or just
would
have
be-
it going and people can sit down and like.
That would be a good subscriber drive right there. You
But we
subscribe
can't
on
do
the
that
spot.
while we're at the store.
Why?
Somebody's got to run the
Well,
store.
David can set. You and David can set it right there, and if he'll bring stuff in, they just bring it up to the table and show them the art of
Yeah.
the deal.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I don't want people to know what we pay for stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
It's nobody's
Well, we ain't got to
business.
tell that. We'll just be like,
They get- they can learn some good negotiating
Speed
skills
it
from the
through, fast
master.
forward.
That'd be kind of funny.
It would be.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, yeah. Make sure to like, subscribe, listen to
Leave
it,
us all those
share
comments.
it. Yes.
What we're gonna mention anything about the
Comment.
doubling our subscribers? Or do we already say anything about that?
We'll
or we
put
want
that
to
for
hold
the
that?
next one.
Okay, we'll hold on.
Yeah,
to
we
that.
gotta
Yeah.
find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's gonna be
Fine-tune it.
a podcast giveaway
Yeah.
coming soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah. Monetary
Money.
giveaway. So.
Money.
Yes.
Yeah.
Money, please.
Out of David's own personal bank account.
Yeah,
So,
he's gonna
hey.
give you a hot toys.
Hey, did y'all know
Yeah.
I got $250 today from the government for nothing?
$250.
Oh,
I did not.
yeah.
I ain't got no children's.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So you got $250 per child.
I don't know if it's per child, but I guess it would be because
Probably
it's
'cause you get paid per child.
Because you'd get the tax break per
Yeah,
child, right?
Because
Yeah.
you have the option
Guess
to
so.
opt out of it. Well, I
know,
guess
which
did have the option
which
out
I meant
of it.
to, but I missed the window, so now I'm just putting it in the bank.
Yeah.
That's what I would do with it anyway.
But basically,
so.
they just take from your what you get. When
Whatever
you file
child
your
tax
taxes.
credit is, which I think is $3,600 or something like that, they split it in half and divided it among 6 months payments, and that's what you're getting.
So you get that for 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, instead of when you file your taxes next year.
So now your tax return, if you got one, will be less that amount.
Yes.
That's gonna screw a bunch of people over.
That's
planning
exactly
for
what they're
that.
saying.
Oh yeah, a
'Cause
bunch of people ain't even paying attention. It's
No,
you
'cause
gotta opt out of it to it.
Right.
Like
That's
they
what I'm saying,
automatically
like,
enroll
most of these
you.
people think that's free.
Free
I'm getting
money.
Free
I'm
money
getting
for
free
my
money.
kids.
And you better, don't tell nobody any
Always.
different because they're going to come here and spend it.
I'm,
So,
I mean, I'll take it. But I'm just saying, a lot of these people.
this is
with,
not the same deal as your stimulus checks.
Mm-mm.
This is coming
people
out.
with
This
4
coming
or
out
5
of the field.
kids. They end
I
up
had to
getting
pay the
8 or 9
stimulus
And
grand.
they
back on
count on
mine.
that. You
Yeah.
know, I know people that have
Yeah.
that count on that big giant refund because of all the
Children's.
You know what?
Babies
Let's
that
just
they
move
got?
on.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean, that's a chunk of money right there. If you
I
can
know.
get
It
9
is.
grand for a bunch
I
of
know.
kids,
And now it's going to be $4,500, and you're not expecting it.
and people definitely count that as wages earned.
So.
Yeah.
Thanks, Biden.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, thanks for the.
I mean, it's in the long run, and maybe it's not. If people knew the ins and outs of it, maybe there are people it would help right now. If they are, but like you said, if they don't know the ins and outs of it, if you just hear the news story, it sounds like you're just getting free money.
Well, and
But
plus,
that's
look,
just money you're not going to get later.
Yeah.
COVID's been proven to be a big nothing burger, really.
Oh, to me, it
Anyways,
always was.
Yeah.
That there was no need for shutdown.
Unless
Yeah,
that's what this
that's just how we
headache
get
is,
on
I don't
that.
know.
Let's
but
just get back to work.
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Put Merker back to work.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
get back to
yeah.
work.
And like I said, we don't have the flu anymore, so we should be tons better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing.
Here's another thing. Here's a topic possibly for next week's podcast. I'm going to open up Yahoo, and I'm going to scroll down the stories of Yahoo, and I'm going to point out the stuff that I hate about the world. And not just about the world, but the phrases that people use. And mostly it's like
trigger phrases.
Oh, my gosh. It's old people trying to seem cool to young people. So it's just like this is such a mood. Like if I hear that kind of crap, like I make
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we'll go through it.
Yeah.
It's a whole list of them.
That's on Yahoo.
Oh yeah, it's on anything that has what you would consider
News site.
that uses the word woke.
that kind of stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
and some more than that.
CNN.
It's people. It's like I said. It's old people trying to talk like what they think young people talk about.
Yes.
Anyway, it's stupid, but we'll do that one time.
Sounds stupid.
Like
It
probably
is
on
so
whatever that
stupid.
Kelly and whatever that was on TV today that we couldn't actually see what they were talking about. But
You
it
ever heard
looked
anybody say
stupid.
something like it has all the feels and that kind of crap? Those kind of little statements. Well, you don't look at it. Okay, well.
I look at news sites, but
Yeah.
you know,
No, it's not talking about like political news or something like
That's what
because
I was
because
Satire
Yahoo
news.
mixes in like entertainment news. It's more like that
Yeah.
kind of stuff when people are writing about entertainment news or an outlet that would write something about the Kardashians or whatever. It's that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Not
that's-
that
I
it's
care
all
nothing
vapid. It does.
about that.
Kylie's
Oh, well,
outfit
me
is a
neither.
mood.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Just to hear people
what
like
does that
write.
even mean?
That's what I
though?
mean.
don't-
People
I
that
don't
people that
understand
put
it.
into
Exactly.
text those kinds of things are so, and you know that this is like a 45 or 50-year-old woman writing this. And it's like, do you realize how stupid you
Sitting there petting
sound?
her 14
Yeah.
cats.
Oh my
It
gosh.
sounds beyond
Anyway.
stupid.
It's
It
ridiculous.
is.
That's it for this week, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll try to be back. Probably we'll get back on a more normal schedule.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. With y'all's expansion coming, I'm sure
Oof,
that's going to throw a
yeah.
wrench in things. Maybe we'll do something in the midst of that. We'll see.
That's 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know, but it's going to throw a wrench in things probably.
For 1 week.
Yeah.
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 We'll see. We'll see how it works
Then we
out.
have all
Maybe
the space back.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Maybe then we could get
maybe
like
we'll have
Jamie
more
on
space.
too.
Maybe we'll have more space.
At
by
some
then.
point, we need to get Jamie
Yeah,
on.
Jamie.
Yeah.
Talk about martial arts in the movies and
Yeah.
shows.
We've been talking about that for 10
Choreograph,
episodes.
yeah.
So
Well,
maybe
we're
we'll
We're
have
We
that.
can't
We're
fit 'em
building
in.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it finally happens,
Golly. It's
Local
gonna be
legend.
Great.
it
Great
will
Wolf.
It's going to be great.
be. Will be.
All right.
I have to get him to bring his figures and stuff. So we can set
Yeah,
his
that'd be
little
cool.
figures
Yeah.
up.
It would be in a suit.
Yeah, we need to see
He
that.
does still have a suit.
Maybe
I
just
know.
wear the suit.
Yeah.
Maybe that'd be the best
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
All right. Well,
Get
y'all enjoy the rest of your week or the beginning of next week or wherever you may listen to this.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know when it'll go up.
Eh,
It'll be 3 weeks from now. I'm
It
sure.
probably
22.
won't. We don't. I mean, with your potty break and all that, it
Okay.
is more editing and stuff. But we'll see. Maybe it'll go out sooner.
You were doing them just fine on
know.
a Sunday. What happened to that?
I know.
Life.
Life happens, man. Life happens. Comes at you fast. You're not ready for it.
Mm.
All right.
All right.
So
All right,
yeah.
peace.
ya.
Bye.